Hey, good evening, everybody. Very impromptu show tonight. I was talking with my wife, decided it's time to take some action. I'm not one to complain about sales. You see a lot of people, oh, my sales stink and all that. It is what it is, but the best way I know to get out of a slump is to list and list and list some more. So I have something very cool, like I alluded to in the comment. Hey, CJ, you need some cool? Okay. Yeah, I have a cool magazine for everybody, something a little bit different. Let's see if get a couple of people in here and we will begin. Hey, Joe, how are you? Thanks for joining, guys. Very short notice, I know. Janet, what's shaking? Hey, guys. Yeah, like I said, very impromptu, very short notice. I was just chatting and I said, you know what? I'm going to go on for a little bit. So I appreciate anybody who shows up tonight with very little notice. We're going to do some print ads, but something a little bit different tonight. Let me mute myself on my replay. Here we go. What's shaking? That's so funny. Many, many years ago, a buddy of mine used to say that all the time. And I haven't heard it in like 30-something years, but it's pretty funny. All right. Like I said, it's nothing, incredibly different. It's still going to be print ads, but the type of print ads in the magazine that we're taking them from tonight are definitely different. So I will pull up my eBay screen now and I'll go in to my drafts. I've set it up a little bit. Give everybody a peek of what's going on. There we go. Hopefully everybody can see that. This magazine, for a couple of reasons, is special. This is from all the way back in 1906. So it's one of my older magazines. The oldest ones I have from 1895, 1896, which are pretty old, obviously. This is from 1906. Well over 115 years at this point? Or more than that? I can't do the math. Yeah, about 115 years. Ridiculous. Old magazine. Really good condition. It's an issue of Collier's or Collier's. I think it's pronounced Collier's Weekly. If somebody can come on and confirm how we pronounce that, I'd appreciate it. Hey, Sandy, how are you? Oh, we got a question. Okay. Do you sell print ads for magazines that have a musty smell? Well, not if I could help it, Sandy. The magazines I have, and if you've watched any of my videos, I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. Hey, Rutan. Collier's great. Yeah. So it should be pretty cool to go through these. Sandy, the magazines I have, they didn't have that musky smell. I know what you're talking about. If I was to pick up a new lot, I would probably check for that prior to taking them home, to be quite honest with you. There's probably methods to get rid of that smell, but I don't know. I think once it's in that paper, I think it's going to be really rough to get out. So the long answer is probably not. I haven't come across any that have that smell. But if they were really nasty, like there are some I've come across that have mold on them, at least on the cover, and I won't touch those either because mold is dangerous. Hey, Winnacrow. Collier's like Collie. Okay, cool. Thank you. Hey, Lake Erie, how are you? Nice. Oh, you're very welcome. I'm glad. What did you pick up? Was it a variety of magazines, or was it all like one, was it all Life or all People or all Time or something? See, I knew somebody would have a remedy for the stench. Put magazines in a hot car. That's cool. Yeah, there's probably ways around it. Like I said, I've been lucky enough. I haven't come across any really nasty smelling ones. Well, I'll tell you, if it's just the cover, I can get past it. Wear some rubber gloves. If the paper itself, and in all seriousness, not just the mold, but sometimes you'll see water damage on these things. If they were in basements for years and years, you'll see it's like a staining. It's like a ring, usually on the corners of the magazine, usually in the seam of the magazine. That's pretty much a deal breaker for me because it's going to impact almost every picture I try to pull out, every ad I try to pull out. Most of the time, I won't play around with that. Hey, Sarah, how are you? Stash it away for a few months. All right, well, you have to have some time. Mrs. Meyer's laundry salt. Very cool. That's something to write down, everybody. Good tip, though. Thanks, Sarah. And thanks for coming along. Mostly Life. Okay, cool. Yeah, good luck, Lake Erie. You should have a lot of fun. 200 you can get. If it's Mostly Life and they're from the 60s, which is you know, not really that old, 50 years old or whatever, but not super old, you'll get, those magazines are just chock full. You'll get 20 or 30 ads from each one of those magazines. So do, what's the math there? 4,000 to 6,000 ads you should be able to get. And if you have any questions or anything, please feel free. I have a ton of 60s too of Life. You got some great ads. And we're waiting, Sandy. What's after and? I thought I was gonna say microwave when a crow. I would probably, obviously, I would Staples, but I forgot the amount of time you cook it for. I would obviously dedicate a specific microwave just for doing that, and not highly don't recommend mixing that with food. I was gonna say that though. I know microwave does, it kills a lot of stuff. And I don't want to throw them away. Good, Sandy. Don't throw them away. A lot of money. A lot of money on them their ads and them their magazines. As I'm sure most of you guys know who have followed me and watched these videos. But Lake Erie, that's really cool. Let me know how you do with that. You might want to make sure I don't miss anybody's comments. All right, you ready to begin? You want to see some of these cool ads? And this is the first time I think I'm showing everybody. We've discussed it, and I think I discussed it in one of my videos. You have your typical full page ad, which is pretty much what we've been looking at exclusively, right? This magazine, we have one really, really nice full page, but the majority of the ads in this one, because it's so old, are those tiny ones I was telling you about. So what I did is I scanned the whole thing. These are 15 by 11, 15 length by 11. Let me come back on full screen. There we go. 15 tall by 11 wide are the Colliers. And what I did is when there's multiple like smaller ads that are like a square inch or 5 by 7 or whatever it winds up being, we'll figure that out tonight, by the way. I just scanned the whole thing as one document. And then what I'm going to do is, for the purpose of listing, I'll just, cut the picture down on my photo editor. I'll just snip it down to a certain size, save that as like a snippet, and then I'll use that for the listing. So I don't have to go and cut all the paper. I'll cut it when it sells. So I'll just keep the whole paper nice and neat in those clear bags I showed you guys. And if one sells, I'll just go grab that one, cut out the one that sells, and ship it that way. Yeah, barns, right? I don't know where you guys live, rooting for the Relics, but around here there ain't no barns. not a lot of them anyway. There probably are, but I know the barns you find all kinds of goodies in. I'd love to make my way out to one of those. You hear stories about people finding like old cars into haystacks and things like that. Not surprised, Jen. Not surprised that when a crow comes through with a really cool idea. Oklahoma, cool, very cool. Actually, that's right. You did tell me that, right? Sarah's from Alaska. You're from Texas. That's right. Yeah, it's got to be a good period of time to get rid of that muskiness without question. It permeates the paper. It's going to be kind of hard to get. Like I said, the smells, I guess we have a few creative ways to get around the smells, but water damage, if you thumb through, if you see a big lot of magazines like that, right? If somebody's trying to sell you, I don't know, like somebody just said about buying 200 of them, you want to be really diligent and kind of make your way through all of them. I'm not saying sit there and go through 200 magazines page by page, obviously, but if they're in stacks, just be careful that like 50 down, there isn't a really lousy copy with water damage, because that you could basically throw out. They might put the good ones at the top. So I would definitely recommend spend a couple of minutes and go through it. Do a little due diligence before you throw away money. All right, guys, I'm going to pull back the screen and I'll bring up the first picture, okay? And for the first one, I just want to tell you, I pulled up Wikipedia about the Colliers. Colliers, yes. It was founded in 1888 and it ran until 1957. So it was a pretty long-lived magazine, obviously. It was just a once a week. It was called Collier's Weekly, Collier's National Weekly, and then just became Collier's after 1907, which is cool. So this is 1906, and it says the National Weekly on it. All right, let's pull up a couple of the pictures, and I'll show everybody. The first one is a full page ad like we've been looking at most of the time on these videos. And it's really cool. All right, let's pull this one up. Look at that one, everybody. Ain't she pretty? I need another pronunciation expert here. Decauville? D-E-C-A-U-V-I-E-E. Decauville, I guess it's pronounced. Automobile company. Broadway and 56th Street. Out of New York. 1906 vehicle, everybody. If there's any car guys or gals out there, let me know. I've never heard of this specific brand before. Maybe you guys have. But that is your classic full page ad. It's mostly black and white, but they, went the extra mile and put a little red strip across, I guess, to make it jump off of a overall black and white magazine. I think just about every page in there was black and white. A lot of illustrations, a lot of articles, just like news of the week. This was from February of 1906. Pretty cool, right? If anybody knows anything about that brand or that make, I'd appreciate it. $1,000 books. Oh yeah, that's going to be cool. I'm sure you probably have more than that, right? Books or magazines, Jen? London Illustrated News. Very cool. Yes, you do need to find them. They better not have mold on them, Winter Crow. I know you don't fear mold, but I do. Artie Mike, what is going on? Nice. It's probably a dealership. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, actually that's a great point. Maybe if I zoom in a little bit on the photo, maybe those individual vehicles. I didn't even think of that. Good call. And again, I'm sorry, when I blow this up, you guys can't see. Let me see if I can change something within StreamYard. Just one second. I'm going to pull that down, and we're going to share a different tab, I hope. And then maybe you could see it. There we go. Does that come up a little bigger for everybody? A little more detail, right? Let me see if I slide it down, if you could see that. Yeah, it looks like you can. Okay, very good. That's what we're going to do. When we blow up a photo, I just have to close out, open up a new share screen, and we could do it. So anyway, the top vehicle up here, it says CGV. These names are crazy. Sharon, Giraudoux, and Voigt, the leading car of France. A car of unsurpassed engineering excellence. Down here you have, it looks like Decauville, whatever, is actually a make of vehicle. It says the Decauville car, built by the Société Decauville, one of the leading engineers from France. So these are all French vehicles, I guess. And then this one on the bottom right, I don't know if you see my arrow, I guess you don't. On the bottom right is called the English Daimler, D-A-I-M-L-E-R, the leading car of Great Britain. So these are all foreign cars, which I'm thinking is a good thing as far as potential value for this ad, being 115 years old and having two French cars and one British car. Kind of cool, right? Yeah, I do see. Yep, they're all French. Well, two are French and one is English routing. Oh, wow, at the new house. Okay, very cool. I can't wait for that. Your mother's estate has 2,000. Wow. Yeah, you think the building in the middle represents the dealership, right? We'll blow that up too. Yep, two French and one British. Has anybody ever heard of any of these vehicles though? Like the English Daimler, D-A-I-M-L-E-R. And it says the leading car of Great Britain by appointment to His Majesty the King and Her Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, which in 1906 would be Edward, right? Prince Edward. That's Edwardian. If Annie was here, she would confirm that, but I'm pretty sure this is Edwardian. I think he died in 1910. So we have 2 French, 1 British. Really cool looking vehicles, aren't they? This is pretty early too. Oh, very cool. So Rutan, what do you think? You think that we have a gem here or what? As far as an ad, right? You don't see these advertised very often, do you? I wouldn't think. And the reason I'm looking this way, everybody, is I could see the comments on a different screen I have on this side, and this is my main listing screen. So I apologize if you keep seeing me going back and forth. It's because I'm reading comments over there. Thank you. Me too, Rutan. Astounding quality, right? 115 years old. Look at how good this is. It's not like, you know, I use that term age toning. You don't see a lot of age toning. It's pretty true colored. It's not, doesn't have that brown hue. There's no water damage that I see. I can pretty it up a little still. Remember in the video where I showed everybody how to trim off an edge? You see there's a lot of room on this left side that I can trim down a little and make it really pristine. But I think it's a pretty cool ad. And the fact that it's, you know, 3 foreign vehicles. And you're right, Rutan, it looks like that's just a drawing of the building that's there on Broadway and 56th Street for this dealership. I'm sure it was a very, very expensive vehicle at the time too, right? All right, let me pull back up the first tab where we can show the listing to everybody. We can list together. Okay, cool. Here we go. All right, let's go to listing. I set up my previous from the last time I did some print ads, which was yesterday. I've just changed some details. We have 1906 in here. I've created a new custom label for this magazine. We're going to be creative and say COL for Colliers. So COL1 is my first one. I think I only have about 10 of them, but I'm definitely going to go through them because they're very cool. 10 magazines, that is. Now, here's my dilemma. Again, we have 3 different brands of vehicle. You know, usually I'd put in Ford or Chevrolet. This is, you know, these 3 unique foreign vehicles. So I'm a little bit, I might just say something like European vehicles or European 1906. And this is where I love to have everybody's input and suggestions. European cars. France, England, maybe we'll do. Foreign cars. You don't think European is good? Just foreign? What does everybody think? Should we say European or foreign? They'll never catch on, you're right. You're never going to replace a good steed, right? Good horse. What do you guys think? Foreign or European? I don't want to sweat out every word we do, but sometimes it's worth taking another minute or so, right? Foreign imports. What do you think, Rutan? Should we go foreign or European? Believe it or not, it could make a difference. Well, let's try to find a category. We know it's a vehicle. We know it's not American, but the dealership is in New York, which is certainly American. Hey, happy fun times. Yeah, we could do both, right? European foreign vehicle or something like that. Cars. France, England. Maybe get at least one of those actual makes in there. I'm going to blow up the photo again. Let's see. We've been down this road before where there's multiple in there, and I always ask everybody that knows vehicles, you know, which one should we put in the listing? We have a choice between the English Daimler, I can't believe these words I'm trying to pronounce this evening. My goodness. Decauville car, or the CGV, which stands for Sharon, Girardeau, and Voigt. There's no way we could fit all three, unfortunately. Daimler is German. And it says the English German. Excuse me, the English German. The English Daimler, though. Mike. Leading car of Great Britain. Isn't Daimler... No, what's the Chrysler? Isn't it Daimler Chrysler now? Or isn't that the full name? I think I'm thinking way too hard about cars right now, and I don't know enough about them, unfortunately. So should we put CGV, Daimler, or Decauville car? That's true. That's actually very true. Wanna grow. DAIMLER will fit. CGV will fit. What was the other one? And then Decauville car, which we already have in... Do we already have that word in there? No, we don't. DECAUVILLE. That's how we spell it. DECAUVILLE. Yeah, I agree, Rutan. Absolutely. I wonder if that's like a famous dealership or a famous... Let me read some of the stuff, the hype that they wrote. Okay, it says, our 5 cars for 1906 cover the entire range of high-class demand. That Decauville, the famous CGV, the English Daimler, the Franklin, and Babcock Electrics. Each car a leader in its class. All are to be seen in our sales rooms. The chassis of any of these will be fitted with any desired type of style of body built by leading French and American makers. This must have been a really expensive dealership and really expensive cars for 1906. This is some couture stuff. And it says repair parts for all vehicles are constantly in stock. This is like the place to go. Talk to me, Rutan. What should we put in there? You think that's it? You see, we don't have many characters left. A Build-A-Bear for... Yeah, exactly. Mix and match, right? European foreign cars, France, England. I figured I would just put France and England because 2 French cars and 1 English car, right? Decauville's in there. What's one more? Fancy, schmancy. Is there anything we want to say? Luxury? Maybe luxury? DAIMLER. Kind of like Daimler. DAIMLER. That's what we're going to go with. But I agree. Rooting with the Rooting 4 relics. This is a impressive looking ad. And again, I've changed the verbiage in here. We have February 1906. College Weekly Magazine, 15 by 11. We're going to make this an expensive print ad, I'm thinking. $124.99. Probably go higher because it's really class. I'm kind of finished when I think with the title. Unless anybody wants to pull an objection at the last minute here, we could take a look at it again. Let me know what you think. Oh wow, my face is totally covered by my name, isn't it? See if I can fix that. I can. Nope. Lock. Nope. Minimal. There we go. Category? Yeah, I haven't really picked a category yet. Happy Fun Times. That's part of it. Hundreds of photos in a listing in the Patreon video for Don. Yeah, I wish I could play more kicking music there, Jan, but the YouTube gods don't like copyright infringement. Trust me, I'd have some other stuff blasting. They give you a series of free music you could play on StreamYard. which I kind of like for ambiance a little bit. I really do. I like having a little something playing, but you can't get away with playing real songs. They'll ban your video or give you a strike. I'm trying to build up my channel from nothing up to 460 subscribers, everyone, which I'm astounded by, because you need 1,000 to start becoming monetized on YouTube. So I'm almost halfway there already, and it's really only a little over 2 months. And I thank every one of you from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot. I'm going to keep going with this. I love doing these shows. I love listening to everybody. We have a really cool chat show coming up with on Monday night, my usual chat show time, Monday at 7, with $1 Million Peddlers, myself and Travis. That'll be kind of cool. Those guys are on a different level as far as volume. I'm sure you both know them. I'm sure everybody knows them both, from, they've been on Don's show. They have their own show every week, which I watch all the time. They have a bunch of videos, which are great. Have you? Thank you, Jen. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's picking up, from zero. It's everybody starts at zero, as Don says all the time, but it's true. Everybody starts at zero, so it's pretty cool to see it grow. But a good point about the category. Let's pick a category. And you know what? First category choice is just that generic one: advertising, merchandise, print, 1900 to 1909. The second one is American, other American automobiles, but technically these aren't American automobiles. However, if you look at the third one, it says advertising automobiles, European, Daimler and Mercedes. Ooh. Ooh. What do we think, folks? Get the Daimler in there? And that's because I put that one word, the keyword up there, the last one, actually. Maybe I should do that and get it in front of the people that might be looking for that brand. The key with all listings on eBay, but definitely with my print ads, is you want to get them in front of the right people. I know it sounds so basic, but it's crucial. You put a car ad in a milk category, you're not going to get a lot of hits. And it's easy to make a mistake. And I always fear my last resort would be throwing in an extremely general category like advertising and print, 1900 to 1910. I mean, it'll be lost in the shuffle with thousands and thousands. Everybody agrees with that one? Cool. All right, we're going to go with that. We're going to change my store category, which I have in food. I guess that was the last one I did, to automobile. Print ads, 1900s, used. And let's fill in some specifics. It's a print ad. The make is Daimler. I think it's pronounced Daimler, right, everybody? It is original. It is, I'm going to put multicolor because we have that red band across it. It's not really black and white. We're going to go with this Daimler, I guess. Seems to be the popular of those. 1906. 1906. And this is, again, magazine is from February. Hey, Annie, how you doing? Confirm for me. 1906, Edwardian, right? I think I'm right. But I like when Annie backs me up. Good manufacturer. See, this is because we have it in a category for European. It's kind of prompting me to put in Europe. Let's see. Manufactured. The ad was manufactured in the United States for sure. I guess we'll go Europe. It's not modified. Theme is automobiles. Thank you, Annie. Yeah, I figured. If you're just jumping in, Annie, I'll throw this up there for you. This is a 1906 Collier's magazine. And this is the only full-page ad I was actually able to pull out of it. The rest are going to be those smaller ones, which we'll go through later in the show. But if you look at this ad, the car on the bottom right, which is the one that we seem to be honing in on for a make, it's called the English Daimler. And it says the leading car of Great Britain by appointment to His Majesty the King, which is Edward, and Her Royal Highness the Prince of Wales. Who's the Prince of Wales in 1906? Art Nouveau border. I can't fit all these words in, though. However, we've talked about the little used add custom specific field right here. So maybe just for fun, we'll, of course, borrow the spelling from Annie's post. Noueau. And we'll throw that in as a custom specific. Never hurts to throw in some cool stuff like that. See, and now it's up there. Well, what did I miss though so far? Model. It says the English. I'm just gonna put English. Annie did her first live show a couple of nights ago. It went really well once everybody was able to find the link. It was entertaining and educational, which is what I also aim to do. All right, everyone. Are we cool with this first one? I think we got, I was blessed. Edward was the king and the prince and Wales. It was Her Royal Highness, the Prince. Oh, was it the Royal? Hold on. Just want to make sure I have this right. The second part of it was Edward and... Oh, maybe it is His Royal Highness. Ah, okay. Gotcha. No, it was a good show. It really was, Annie. Technical stuff is just something you have to, you know, I know you know computers pretty well, so it's just something you got to get past and learn how to do it right. You know, setting it up and all, but the content is what matters, and the content was good. If you build it, they will come. What do you think, everybody? What's my catchphrase that I didn't realize I had? Win a crow. We always say something before we hit the send button, don't we? The list button. Let her rip. All right, like I said, that's the only of this whole magazine. That was the only full page ad. There was one other one for Prudential Insurance, but it was the flip side of the cover, and it was too damaged to list. They had a lot of tears in it, and it was kind of stained and didn't look very good. So we're going to pass on that one. So, and go to this next section that I was alluding to in the beginning of the show, which is a series of ads, and it'll be pretty cool to go through them. I will definitely blow it up so everybody can see all the different little gems we have on the next one. And let her rip. Thank you. I came up with a catchphrase, not meaning to. All right, beautiful. That one's up. All right, next will be, it could be in any order because they're all kind of the same idea. Pull up the first one. All right. As you guys can see when you first look at it, just a hodgepodge of stuff, right? What I did, like I said, I used my big flatbed scanner, scanned the whole page rather than cutting it up first and scanning them individually, because there's at least, what, 3 or 4 pretty good ads in here that are all smaller. But again, this thing is 15 inches tall. So even the, like if you look at the two on the right, the top right is for a railroad, which I'm Union Pacific Railroad, as a matter of fact. We're listing that one. You figure that's about 7 inches long. 7 by 5 or 5.5. Royal Highness is for Prince, Your Majesty, or His Majesty is for the King. And hey you, exactly. So you guys see this? We got Domino Sugar up here. We got a Union Pacific Railroad ad. This Niagara Falls thing at the bottom right, the cover of the magazine, the whole magazine, there must have been some big brouhaha about saving Niagara Falls in 1906. I didn't really read the article, obviously, but I saw it like mentioned a bunch of times within this issue. So something was going on. I'm not sure what it was. Best of my knowledge, it's still out there, right? Niagara Falls, it's still dripping. All right, what we will do now, I'll blow this up bigger and we will take a look together at the individual ads. You guys can help me decide which one we list first. So let me set that up for everybody so you can see this much more clearly. Back and forth between 6 different systems here. Thank you for your patience. All right, we're going to share the blown up. Hope. There we go. Share. Okay, this should be the big one. There we go, everybody. See it? A little more detail now. So what is everybody's preference? We have, yes, WannaCry, we'll list each one absolutely separately. As you see, varied sizes and shapes. Very easy to pass on this stuff when you're looking for the big ones, which again, I think it's just a product of the time of this magazine, 1906. They didn't have, again, this specific one, there was literally only 2 ads, one of which I used, which we just looked at. The other one was the one that was damaged for prudential insurance. But outside of that, these are the only ads, and they were all in the back of the magazine. Maybe the last like 4 or 5 pages was this kind of stuff. So we have a crystal domino sugar up there at the top left. Yeah, we're going railroad. I think we are. Happy Fun Times agrees. Yeah, we got to go railroad. Pretty cool. And I hope you guys can see it pretty well, but $33 to the Pacific Coast from Chicago. The Northwestern Line Union Pacific Overland Salt Lake route from Chicago, and it has specific dates that the train departs. This is going to be a really cool one. A lot of train collectors out there. I have a bunch of train ads. All right, what I'm going to do is use my snipping, good old Windows snipping tool. Sorry, Annie, I know you hate Windows. But we're going to save that snip. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me wait for YouTube to catch up. I'm basically just snipping out the top right, the Pacific Coast ad that you see. I'm going to save that as a separate photo. And then I will pull that into the listing. And it saves time. You see what I did, everybody? Instead of doing a bunch of different scans, I just scan the whole big sheet. I'll list them individually. And then when they sell, I'll just go back to that individual, the one sheet that I have in my clear plastic bag, and I'll cut out very carefully the ad that's sold, and I'll leave the other ones in there until they're all gone. So we'll put railroad. I'm just saving the snip into my folder to pull in for everybody. Alrighty. All right, so now I'm going to close out of this big one. Go back in and share my screen. All right, now I'm going to pull in the snip. And look at that. You guys will see it in a minute, I hope. Bam. Looks like a full page ad, right? Now, obviously, with these, half page and quarter page and eighth of a page ads, I'm going to indicate the size difference in the listing. I don't want somebody thinking this is 11 by, or whatever, 15 by 11. Joe says go railroad. We listen to Joe too. But then Rutan says the sugar catches the eye. We'll have time. We'll get the sugar in there too. You ready to go? 33 bucks. Think about it, folks. That's a lot of money. It really is. For 1906, my goodness. How much is a one-way train from Chicago to, like, if you just go coach? Hey, Rural Squirrel, how are you? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Welcome to the broadcast. Looks cool, though, guys. Doesn't it? Look at that. It looks like a full page ad, and that's all I did was snip it out. So let's do our drill and start listing this one. It's another really cool ad. So again, we're back 1906. We're going to go Union Pacific Railroad. This will be a fun one to list because there's a lot we can mention. Union Pacific. And yeah, so right after I put Union Pacific Railroad, let's go to category and see if we have. We don't have Union Pacific proper, but you could see the collectibles categories we have options for. We have paper advertising for Railroadiana. I guess that's those who collect railroad items. We're going to call it Railroadiana. I'm having a lot of trouble speaking tonight. Do you hear these words I'm trying to pronounce, everybody? My God. We're going to go with that. Paper advertising for railroad stuff, right? That's definitely what this is. So we'll select our category. I'm going to put my store category to railroad. Okay. And this, not a lot of specifics on this one, which is pretty nice. Year is 1906, United States, modified, no. And that takes care of all of the great point rooting for the relics. You're right. We can go antique for these. Remember we talked about that last week? 100 years, right? I like it. And I've never used antique. So you know what? Absolutely. I'm going to change that. Antique print ad. Thank you for reminding me of that, rooting for the relics. I appreciate it. And it truly is antique, right? Unless Annie or Winter Crow disagree with that, but I'm pretty sure. 300 one way, Annie? So it's 10 times the amount of money. Do you think inflation is a little more than 10 times? I'd say so. Plus, it was the only game in town in 1906. There was no, I guess technically the Wright brothers was, 1903? But there certainly weren't any cross-country flights available yet, so the railroad was the way to go. Annie agrees with antique. Very cool. And you know what? Really quickly, before I proceed, I'm just going to go in and I'm going to change the one we listed already. I'm just going to change that one word to antique. You missed an episode, Winter Crow? Oh, I bet you they were much nicer. Loved, imagine going a time machine and getting one of those things. However, they weren't air conditioned. Imagine sitting on a train for a week or however long it took to get across country then. We are going antique print ad. What a great, great, great catch that was. Talked about this last week. We were right on the cusp last week, right? It was like 1923 or something. We're like, 24 or something. All right, I've just updated that to antique, the car ad that we did before. All right, let's go back to this one. I wonder if people search for antique print ads. They will now. All right, Union Pacific Railroad antique print ad. We have again, just a couple of specifics that they requested. This was, let's see, this was a quarter page, right? So this would be 7 by, I'll say 7.5 by 5.5. Always want to be honest about the dimensions. I know people don't read anything, but I like to put as much as I can and be specific when I can. I don't want to get nailed with, because think about it, that if somebody thinks that that's an 11 by 15 and they really did read it, that's an INAD right there, because it's not as described when I give them a little measly quarter page ad. So take the moment it takes to go in there and fix that and do it right. All right, let's pull this up. We got a lot of keywords, folks. This is called the Northwestern Line. This is called the Salt Lake Route. And down, if you look in this little badge thing, where it's like the emblem for Union Pacific, across it, it says the Overland Route. Right below the word Pacific, you see it says Northwestern, where my arrow is. That says the Overland Route. So we have 3 pretty big, train routes, I guess, to mention. I'm sure we don't have enough space. So we're probably going to use the old item specific, what is it called? Custom specific. 1906 Winter Crow. This whole magazine's February of 1906. Hey, Gulf Coast Picker, what's up? We're listing an old ad. Railroad ad. All right, we got 35 characters. We have 3 routes. Does everybody agree we should put in the routes? I think we definitely should. I wonder if one is more popular or more famous than the other one. We have Salt Lake, Northwestern, or Overland. Yep. But really good condition, Makes me wonder. I would love to know the history. I picked this up in a lot. Somebody's had this for 100. I'm sure obviously it wasn't the same person, but it was passed down and taken great care of through the years. And when you think about it, it was just a weekly magazine, like a weekly digest magazine. Who would have ever thought to put it away and save something like this back then? I have mail from last week that looks worse than this. Overland just means the trains aren't boats. Well, it says Union Pacific, the Overland Route. Yeah, Union Pacific is in there already. Joe, that's the first thing. 1906 Union Pacific Railroad. So we've established the company. antique print ad. And now we have 35 characters to try to get some routes in, or if there's anybody thinks any, there's dates. You see there's different trains down there too. It says the Los Angeles Limited, the Salt Lake Route, the China and Japan Fast Mail, and Tourist Car Party. These are all just things that you could book. So I don't know if we should back the Northwestern line. Salt Lake Route, Northwestern. Let's see if we could fit those two in. Got Northwestern line and Salt. Look at that. We got those two in, guys, with one character to spare. Yeah, I know Los Angeles is in there. But again, I think if we get Northwest instead of spelling out Northwestern. Because then we have what else would we put in there? What other word would you guys put in if we made a little room with NW? And he's saying put LA in there somewhere, which is probably smart too. What about Pacific Coast? You think we should put Pacific Coast in there? Yeah, exactly. It does. But what do you want to throw in there? If we abbreviate this to NW, it gives us a lot more. At least a solid word. We have 10 characters. Los Angeles or Pacific Coast? Pull the ad up again for everybody. Overland says Chicago to LA. Overland says rooting for the relics. Yeah, but Annie, would you use... You don't want to put like one of those symbols in there, right? Like a dash or anything. It's just a waste of... I think your own video says that that's a waste of characters in a title. I think it's just alpha numeric. All right, we have one for throwing Overland in there, which would fit. We have one for Chicago to LA, which would probably fit. No one would ever search for Pacific Coast, West Coast, if anything. More likely a trained person would think Chicago to LA. I got three ringers in here. Annie, Winnicrow, and Rutan all saying Chicago to LA. I'm not going to have enough room with that, though. Am I? Maybe Chicago. Chicago, LA fits with nothing to spare. You like that, guys? Or are people going to know just LA? Like... I wish we could fit the word TO. You see that, everybody? We're completely filled. We're just putting Chicago, LA. That's good. Annie's giving it her blessing. Yeah, right? It's probably true, Rutan. Many years after the gold rush, though. Annie, it works. All right, I think we're going to go with that then, everybody. Pretty cool. 1906, Union Pacific. We got Union Pacific in there. We got a railroad. We got antique print ad. We have the Northwest line. We have Salt Lake Route. And we have Chicago to LA. Yeah, okay. And you're right, train people, right? There's people that are going to look for train. They know the train lingo and train catchphrases, and you want to try to have those in there if at all possible. All right, we'll dummy check this one. We got our title. We're in railroad. We're in Railroadiana advertising. We have an image. We have a couple of specifics filled out. We've modified the dimensions on the ad for this one. Thank you, Winnicrow. Now, it's only a quarter-page ad, but I think I have a video that says something like it's not the size of the ad that matters, and it really is true. It's what the content is and the uniqueness, and this is early 1900s when trains ruled the world. You know, this is heyday of trains. Railroadiana. I'm going to keep the same price. What the heck? We could always take an offer, right? You think so? Me too. I hope so, Winnicrow. I really do. And I will let everybody know. In fact, I'm thinking we could have a follow-up show every week after we do the listing shows, and I could show you if anything sold that we listed together. There's been many, just so you know. Looks like Annie wrote a paragraph. Let's see. I used to... Oh, yeah. Origin and destination of a letter, but recently I saw an error on eBay where it said that was an illegal character. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. I thought it was just alphanumeric. But I think we'll, like you said, we'll get away with just having Chicago and LA. All right, let her rip. That's a cool one, right? So same thing. I'm not going to pull up. Well, yeah, let me pull up the main page again, and we can go through and we find out what the next one we want to list is. I think we had agreed it was the sugar ad, right? So let's erase off all this stuff. I'm really excited about this. Is the first antique ad we've listed. Okay, let's pull back up the master sheet. Give everybody a look again. We have that, Hey, I just got a cha-ching during the live show. Let's see if you guys see this. 1929 Nash something just sold. Ah, you don't see it on my screen. That's a shame. Oh well. Okay, there's the Crystal Domino Sugar at it, but top left. This is a really small one. It's half the size of the other one. Let me write this stuff down so I don't have to go and measure everything right now. We have, if that one was, it's 15 inches long, and that's a quarter of it. I'll say 3.5 inch. Please correct me if I'm wrong on this, everybody. 3.5 by, it's the same width though. 5.5. I believe that's 3.5 by 5.5. So what I'm going to do quickly again is I'm going to do a little snippet here of the Domino Sugar ad, and then we'll work with that one. And the nice thing is when you do the snip and then you pull it into eBay, it still looks like a full page. And Annie and Winnicrow, just so you know, I'm still doing that, what is it called? Gallery view with all these ads, and knock on wood. And now we're at the end of the month. And did we get a new bill yet? I don't know if anybody saw the new bill yet from March. But like I said, I will raise holy hell if we get charged $1 per listing, because it says it's free. Okay, let's bring in Domino Sugar. Let's see how this one looks. Ooh, now I'm getting a warning that says it's too small. It needs to be at least, what does it say? You see the little red icon, everybody? 500 pixels on the longest side. So, excuse me as I quickly get a little photo editor action and blow this guy up a little bit. And we'll try to pull it back in. It's not the size of your ad that matters, but the size of your image does matter. Learn that. Usually they're too big. This one's too small. So we'll blow this up to, let's see what the dimensions are now. Yeah, this was only 290 by 2. All right, so we can blow this way up. Really makes it blurry though. That stinks. At least 500, yeah. And I'll tell you, when you blow it up on the width. Thanks, Winnicrow. On the width, right, Annie? The 500. I'll try to reduce this so it's like at least the 500. That makes it a little clearer. It looks way too. Oh, maybe I'll throw a little sharpen action into it. There we go. Hopefully this works and looks better. Whichever side is longer. In this case, it's the width. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, we got that saved. Heard the ding. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. No red exclamation point. You see it loses a little bit of resolution, but hopefully the point is, you know, the point is made that it's a 115-year-old ad. You see that, everybody? I don't like that if you look at the wording below where it says sold only in 5-pound sealed boxes, it's really blurry under that. I'm gonna have to play around with this one. a little bit, but at least we get it, we get the photo up on. Make a new picture with it, paste on a white background, and make the background fit to prevent blur. Make a new pic with it, paste on a white background, and make the background fit. So paste it like on a Word document or something, the photo? Is that what you're saying, Annie? Paste on a white background and make the white background fit to prevent blur. Ah, I got you. So that the white background meets that 500 pixel thing. Is that what you're saying? I bet you are. Let's try that. Thank you very much for these ideas. Save. Where am I saving this to? Show me the desktop. Sorry, everybody. I have to look around my camera to get to my screen. All right, I'm going to try the Annie approach here to make that photo big enough. All right, that it meets the 500. Let me see if it's still legible on even just on the Word document. This better be. Sorry, folks, for the delay here, but we definitely want it to be legible. Yes, keep the edge sharp and just stretch it out with a background. Yeah. It's still really small. I mean, it's much more legible than it was, though. Let's try it. And then I'll bring that into the editor. Documents. It won't I have to save it as a JPEG. Because my editor doesn't like .docx files. Now we go to the Google and look at docx to JPEG converter. And sure enough, there's something out there. Select file. Let's make sure they don't charge us $25. You only get one free per... No, here we go. Get rid of this one. Hopefully somebody gets these stupid comments I'm making. But if you do anything like this with any kind of frequency, you know what I'm going through. You have to be creative and just find things that you're not even sure if they exist. But sure enough, yes, there is a program out there that converts docx to JPEG. And make sure I've picked the right file. You have ways. Uploading, waiting. This is where we start playing our own songs. Whistle. Remember, with Gallery Plus or whatever you're paying, allow viewers to enlarge. Yeah, it does. That's true. But the image, when I increased the size of the image to meet that minimum threshold, it made it's blurry. The writing is blurry. So even if they blow it up, it's just going to be blown up blurriness. This is taking 5 years to convert, which means it's probably some scam website. So let me get out of this. I'm going to list it like it is. It doesn't look horrible. It's just not easy to read. Let me see if I pull the whole... No, it's too big. It's not as easy to read as I normally have with these things. They're usually very crisp. But the majority of it is legible. It's just that one little section under there I don't like. Will you really? Send me an email so I could send you an email back, please, Annie. It's jiminyflipit@gmail.com. And then in the meantime, we'll get the listing ready with the other stuff. Okay, did you send me an email? Okay, Annie's going to send me her email and I will return back with this photo. And then, like we just said, let's work with what we have, knowing that it should be improved. We have crystal, domino, sugar. Crystal, domino, sugar. Go to our category. And you see our choices again. We have... It's funny, sugar doesn't have its own category. It's mixed in with baking. Do we like that? Or other food and beverage? They're both kind of, general. I think we can go with the baking. That's where I usually put sugar stuff. But I'm surprised they don't have a sugar category. All right, so we have Crystal Domino, sugar, antique print ad. And you can see some of their little, sales pitch stuff. It says a triumph in sugar making. Yeah, baking is more. You think that's a good thing, Rutan? The specificity? A triumph in sugar making by grocers everywhere. Best sugar for tea and coffee, and highest grade in the world. Yes, they do, Joe. Exactly. So what do you think? Throw it in tea? Winnie Crow, what are you doing? Now we got hieroglyphics being written by Winnie Crow. She's really showing off everybody. Somebody hit a button on her keyboard. Are the cubes rectangular? They almost look, they don't look like cubes, like typical cubes. They look like little rectangles. You're right. That's unique, right? I don't see anything that says cubes. Yeah, it looks like the cat's. She's writing with her toes or something. Now she probably hit some kind of, I don't know what she did. Well, here's again some of the sales pitches we have to play with. We have highest grade in the world. She's trying to clean the keyboard. Well, good job. Best sugar for tea and coffee, as Rutan mentioned. Did Rutan mention that? No, Joe did. And plenty of room to play with keywords. All right, we know it's a well. We have to pick. Did we pick? Yes. All right. Yeah. Let's fill in some specifics that are really easy. Original type of advertising is a print ad. Annie, please let me know when you sent that email, so I'll go check and return back this ad and see if you could do your magic on it. $19.06. Funny, I always thought it was just Domino sugar, but Crystal is actually it's on the box too, if you guys look. Again, it's 100 years old, so they might have changed it or modified it to just be Domino now, but I guess we'll go with Crystal Domino as the brand. I would almost expect it to be backwards, like Domino Crystal Sugar. You sent it. Thank you. Let me check. Beautiful. Got it. Coming at you. You want the photo or you want the Word document, Annie, that has the photo on it? I'll send you both. Desktop. Yeah, very good point, Rutan. Yeah, they're like little domino, the actual dominoes. That's pretty funny. All right, Annie, I'm going to send you both. I'm sending you the Word doc, the thing you told me to do with the white background, and I'll send you the actual JPEG, okay? I really appreciate it. Girl in Salem can work some magic for me, so there we go. Sent. What is that sitting next to the box? Let me go back. I was sending an email out to Annie. She's going to try to do some magic. It looks like a... You mean right under the word sugar, right? To the right of the box or the left of the box, Rutan? To the right of the box is just some wording. Let me blow this up and see if I can figure out. It looks like almost like a crown or something on the left side. Annie, did you see what Rutan said? They look like actual dominoes that you would play with. You know, dominoes with the dots on it. Yeah, left side. I don't know what that is, Rutan. It's kind of weird. Maybe when Annie blows up the picture, we'll be able to see it a little better. It looks like a... It almost looks like a crown or something. Let me go back to the original, the larger one, and see if we could get a better look at it. Wow, look at how much clearer this is. My God. Let me show you guys this one. I have no idea what that is. But look at the difference in clarity, everybody. A balled up tissue. Let's get out of this. Get out of this. Remove. Stop screen. Share. There's a lot of steps to this in StreamYard, but it's still pretty magical that we could do this stuff. Isn't it amazing? Look at that, everybody. Look at how clear that looks. That's how I want. Show me, Annie, give me something like that back. Tell me what that is. I have no idea what that is. Maybe it's a sugar bowl? It looks like it might be a sugar bowl with a little clamp thing. You know how if you're at a dinner or something like that, you have sugar cubes on the table, they'd give you like a little metal clamp. What's the word? Like a fork thing? I think that's what that is. Sugar tongs, that's the word. Thank you, Rutan. We would not have been able to discern that from the blurry photo, that's for sure. I might redo this snippet thing because I think we need to blow it up. Thank you, Joe. Yes. Tongs. 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 Not to start a debate here, because I know people live in different regions and have different words for different things. When I was growing up, if you said tongs, that's what girls used to wear, like flip-flops. Now you call them flip-flops. Used to call them tongs. Those little flip-flop things. Plastic like you would wear to a beach or a pool. Shoes. It's a tong war. If anybody knows those little shoes as tongs, let me know. No, thongs are a little more risque than footwear. Cut glass sugar bowl, yes. You think that's noteworthy, everybody? Cut glass thongs? We called them tongs. I thought we called them tongs. Maybe I'm just an idiot. What do you think, Anna? Are you able to get it to that kind of clarity, or should I just... Maybe I should redo... I think I should redo the snip. Like, blow it up really large like this first. It might have been too small. Flip-flops with thongs. Okay. And then thongs became underwear somehow along. I don't know how that happened. They were called G-strings. Now G-strings are thongs. And thongs are flip-flops. Why do things change? We don't call a shoe a hat, right? Why are we changing names? I don't get that. Somebody explain that. Can I send you the... Yes, I can. I think I might be able to fix it on my own, honestly, because I'll still send it to you, Annie, because I appreciate you helping. But now I realize I think I just had it way too small when I did that cut. So let me see if I can do a better job of snipping this, and then you won't even have to do anything for me. No, see, it doesn't let you blow it up. That's a pain in the neck. Why does it not let me blow it up? Yes, it does. Sorry, everybody. I know this isn't the most exciting thing in the world to see somebody struggle, try to get a decent photo. I think I did it, Annie. This looks really good now. But then again, I might have to make sure I get the resize thing, but it looks 1,000 times better. My God. All right. Let's save this. Put this in my desktop so I don't lose it. Let me try to pull this one in, and maybe you won't even need to do anything else, Annie. And G-strings on my guitar as well, Rutan. That's right. All right, let me get rid of what I have for you guys up here now, because that's just an isolated shot. We'll pull up the whole kit and caboodle on eBay, I hope. Let's go back to eBay screen. So similar. All right, let's get rid of this fuzzy, nasty photo and try to replace it with a good one. There we go. What do we think, everybody? A lot more legible, huh? The sugar box says Havemeyer and Elder. Yes, it does. You're right. Very cool. And you can see under the word crystal, it's actually a photo of dominoes. Hence the shape. You guys should see it in a minute. All right. Well, this is a radically improved photo. Thanks anyway, Annie. I appreciate it for trying to help. It was just, I should have blown it up first. I don't know why I didn't. But there's a good lesson for everybody. When you have those little tiny ads, make sure you blow it up before you do the snippet. How about the title? Exactly. Let's get back to the title. You're right. Enough of the shenanigans. We got a lot to work with, though, here. You know? You got the Havemeyers and Elder. I don't know if that... Oh, it says manufactured by Rutan. Manufactured by Havemeyer and Elder of New York. Wall Street, New York, where I worked many years. Okay. There's a snippet of screenshot. Sort of, yeah. But what I did is Annie, is I just saved the whole picture again. I just pulled up the original scan, like you said, which is a really high DPI. So that's a case for the good DPI, right? And then I just blew up the photo itself and just cropped it. Just cropped this section and then saved it. So instead of a snippet, I saved a cropped version of the full resolution picture. What do you think, guys? What do you think, Winter Crow? We got a lot of words to play with. We got best sugar for tea and coffee. Do we want to throw that out there? For the tea and coffee people? Do we want to go the way of this little thong / glass thing for the sugar to be held in? Do you want to use any of their sales pitch stuff, like highest grade in the world, a triumph in sugar making? Look at how much better that looks, everybody. My goodness. This one is so small. We're not going to do... I'm going to do a regular price on that one. And this guy, let me just fix this while we're in here. What did I say? 3.5 by 5.5. For truth in advertising. What do you guys think as far as some keywords for the title? We have to have Crystal Domino Sugar. We have to have Antique Print Ad in 1906. But after that, we have some wiggle room. Best sugar for coffee and tea. It's a really nice box, actually. You can't see it? Oh, I forgot to pull up the screenshot. Maybe that's why. Sorry about that. You're just looking at me. There we go. Is that better? And let me pull up the full photo for everybody. There you go. All right, like I said, what do you want to go with, everybody? We have Triumph in Sugar Making. We have By Grocers Everywhere. We have the Thong Thing. Sweetened Tea and Coffee. £5 boxes. Well, Annie, I have hardly anything in there right now. Like, there's nothing. All I have is Domino Sugar. Cut glass sugar bowl. You like that, Sarah? Cut glass sugar. Then I'm using sugar twice. Does that really matter? Glass bowl. Yes, exactly. It does look like that. Yep. Winter Crow, I saw that. It looks like a mask on the side. Sugar cubes. Cut glass bowl. Sarah's saying cut glass bowl and tongs. I like that too. I think it's like... Oh, let me put this in the right category. We have it on railroad. That wouldn't be good. Food. Okay. All right, let's pull up the picture again, everybody. Yeah, it looks like a mask right there, Winter Crow. Absolutely. On the side, if you guys can see this, on the left side of the box is like a length view. Wall Street. That's the manufacturer. Harlequin mask. What about just Harlequin? What's the definition of Harlequin? romantic. I can't think of what I would. Like those Venetian masks, right? Oh, that's pretty cool. So it's a very early domino ad. I kind of like the mask thing, but you think it's like too small? Particular type of masked clown. Oh, okay. I mean, Wall Street's not bad, and that would definitely fit in there, right? But is there anything like I know I say the same thing a lot, but is there anything glaring that we're missing? Like a few people have said cubes. We probably should get cubes in there, right? Even though they're really shaped like dominoes. Sugar cubes. We still have some space too. Cubes. And again, as everybody knows, the sentence, it doesn't have to flow like a sentence. You just want to have good keywords in there. Cut glass bowl, tongs, cubes, coffee tea. Oh, you like sugar cubes. Even though we already have sugar in there, though, right? Because look, if I put cubes, I could get coffee and tea both in with nothing to spare. Cube sugar, not granulated, so cube works even for that shape. Yeah, exactly, right? It doesn't have to be a domino, even though it was a domino shape. Do we think if we leave coffee and tea in there, we get everything? Or you guys think I should put sugar cubes instead of just cubes? Cubed sugar. Give everybody one more look at this one, now that we could actually read it for once. Put cube between domino and sugar. What about after sugar, Rutan? Domino sugar cube? Horse Street, yeah. Domino sugar cube. Antique. For cubes. Yeah, after sugar, right? That looks pretty good. Crystal domino sugar cubes, antique print ad. Cut glass bowl, tongs, coffee, tea. That's a lot. A lot of good words in there, isn't it? I think that's our winner right there. I think we're going with this one, everybody. I knocked this down to the regular price only because it's so small. And if I can get 15 bucks out of this, it should make everybody quite motivated to go rip up a magazine or two. The box is great. Yeah, oh, you mean just in general? Yeah, it is. It's awesome. Look at that thing. And I love that they're actually shaped like dominoes. All right, everybody, we're going to let this one go because we have a couple more to go through and to, take a look at. All right, let's list it. And now that I know how to properly get a good photo of a little ad, we won't have to waste 20 minutes trying to edit a photo. Okay, we'll go to the next one. There was a super small one I saw down at the bottom. Speaking of horsies, I don't know if we're going to go to that one next or if it was on another sheet, but you'll see it's pretty cool. There's a horse and buggy ad, which I see a lot in those older magazines. Obviously, probably, I don't know if the car has passed the horse and buggy ad in 1906, but it's probably pretty close. Probably a very high ratio of people still riding horse and buggies at that point. Okay. We have our sugar ad is done. And pull the main one back up again. I think. Did I get rid of it? Do we have another ad in the sugar one? Nope, that's it. Okay. I'm going to bring up another page, everybody, with some more ads on it. We'll take a look. This has 3 fantastic ads on it. And of course, the picture is too big. But that'll be easily fixed. It won't take 20 minutes, I promise. Resize. This one's awesome. All right, check this one, everybody. We have two standard. We have a car ad. We have a cigarette ad for Murad. And we have a washing machine. Look at that one, everybody. Pretty cool. Which one do we want to go with, everybody? We have a choice. We have the Model K, Winton, W-I-N-T-O-N, car. We have Murad cigarettes. And we have a washing machine of unknown origin. When I blow it up, I'll be able to tell you what the brand is. So let me know which one everybody wants to look at first, and I will do the quick reduction in size so we could see it. Murad? Yeah, I do too, actually. All right, cool. We'll do that. Wow, and it's a cool scene too, which everybody will see in a minute. Oh boy, we have the mother of all keywords coming up in this one that if you didn't blow it up, you'd never see it. That is awesome. Show everybody in just a moment. Save a copy. This is a good one. All right, let's bring in Murad. All right, can everybody see? Exotic, kind of. Elegant for sure. High class New York for sure. First of all, somebody's got to look up for me Allan Ramsay, Allanramsay. Let's see who that is. Awesome, Sarah. That's good to know. The cigarette cards, yeah. And labels probably too. I know Don, Auction Professor, always sells a lot of tobacco. You know, the actual labels from the old cigarettes. Well, if you look down at the bottom right, you guys probably can't see it. Down here below that lady with her back towards us, it's the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York, ladies and gentlemen. So we have the Waldorf Astoria, we have the exotic Murad cigarette, and we have whoever Allan Ramsay is. If anybody could take a minute and look that up, I'd really appreciate it. He might be some famous aristocrat of the time or something. I'm not sure. I don't know. His name doesn't ring any bell. But I don't know if that's him, like in the ad, or supposed to be him. It's definitely a drawing, obviously. But that would be the Waldorf Astoria. I don't know when it crowds. So I'm saying it's like written. Do you guys see where it says below 10-15 cents? Then it says Allan Ramsay, 111 Fifth Avenue, New York. I don't know if that's the artist. That's a good question. But obviously we're going to get Waldorf Astoria in here. So let's just build this one. This is going to be a good one. MURAD cigarettes. Cigarettes go into a category called Tobacciana cigarettes. There you go, Rutan. That's the tobacco company. Beautiful. Throw that right in cigarettes. Can't get easier as far as a category. And then we only have like 2 or 3 specifics. US, modified, no. The brand is MURAD. And that's it for our specifics. So that's a piece of cake. This one is a quarter size, so it's 7 by 5.5. Fix that. Tobacco shop or company. Well, without question, I'm putting Waldorf Astoria. Legendary Hotel, New York. Avenue could probably go in there too. Do we put Allan Ramsay in there, everybody? I think we do. Kind of fills up the entire thing really quickly. Let me know what everybody thinks. Another ad that says Mr. Alan Ramsey, in his 16-year service as Turkey's government expert, has led his skills to... Oh, okay. To Murad cigarettes. You don't think he's important, really? Okay. Maybe Fifth Avenue. Actually, here we go with the fashion stuff. Do you remember we had this, people? You see that lady's hat? Like, there's probably some style stuff. Annie. Gibson girls. I knew you would know. So what are Gibson girls? Is it the style of dress or hair? Or what makes them a Gibson girl? Because if you ask me and rooting for the Relics, we're going to say it's a guitar. Gibson guitars. Can you guys see this pretty well? It looks like it came out pretty good on YouTube as far as like detail. Because I will gladly put Gibson girls. The style of the hair and dress. Is it just like a socialite kind of look? Gibson girls. So I'll axe Fifth Avenue, I guess, and put Gibson girls. This was an artist illustrator who painted beautiful ladies with that style, the big poofy hair. Okay, cool. And again, we're firmly in the Edwardian era. Turkish tobacco is big stuff. Oh. Like an exotic import, right, Winnicrow? But do we can't axe Gibson girls, can we? The Gibson girl was named for the artist who drew them. Okay. Oh yeah, do you? But which one is more crucial, do you guys think, for... Like, I mean, personally, you have to put Waldorf Astoria because that's such a legendary hotel. Maybe I don't need New York in there because everybody knows where it is. Gibson girls, and then I could still get Ramsey in there. Ramsey. What do you guys think about that? Try to get them all. Turkish cigarettes. Well, the fact that it's Turkish is a big deal, right, everybody? We could get... Don't worry about adding him, but he is mentioned in the... Again, I could always use that as a custom specific, though. Let's put that guy in. This way we get Murad, Turkish cigarettes, Antique Print Ad, Waldorf Astoria, Gibson girls. I think we'll do that. And then I'll go in and put this guy, Alan Ramsey, as a item specific. A custom specific, excuse me. R-A-M-S-A-Y, right? And everybody is satiated. What do we think, everybody? That one's kind of cool. Is this one going to sell in a week too, Winnicrow? I want that good luck. I'm jacking this one up. We'll go $19.99 on this one. It's a little bit bigger. Waldorf thing. Oh, here we go. What is this? Belle Epoque. Epoque. I'm probably spelling that. Probably pronouncing that completely wrong. Pretty. Belle is pretty, right? What is this? Please explain in the Queen's English, Annie. I'll tell you, every show, it's the best part of it. The things that I learn from you guys, and hopefully we all help each other with. Incredible. It's another great thing about this niche, isn't it? That you learn so much about different, vehicles and style and fashion, and it's very, very cool. It transcends. It's a lot more than advertising. More exotic than most ads, yes. It sells in a week. All right. Show me it's selling in the weekend, this weekend. That would be even better, but I'll take within a week. I'm going to show you guys. No, I haven't. Beautiful age. Okay, the fancy people in New York. Ah, right. Yeah, exactly. They called New York the new Paris. That social scene, yes. Eleanor Roosevelt would have fit in. Not that she was beautiful, but she was certainly of that time and would have been probably considered one of those debutantes kind of thing, right, Annie? What do you think? Maybe I'll put that as a custom specific. I'll throw that in there. I don't mind. Bell. EPOQE. Social scene. I like it. I'm getting a little spell check. Did I screw it up? EPOQUE? Maybe just because it's French. I love it. Look at that, everybody. If you guys didn't know this, I certainly didn't. Oh, yeah? Let's see. Well, the EPOCH comes up as deluxe. Oh, no, that's a... That's funny. It's a guitar pedal. I should have known that. I didn't. All right, I'll use the French. Hopefully sophisticated folks are looking at my ads, all right? Well, this is a good one. Again, unique. That's the cool thing about these super old ones. You're going to find some crazy, crazy stuff. Do we like the title, everybody? Good call with throwing the Turkish in there. Murad, Turkish cigarettes, Waldorf Astoria, Gibson girls. And then we have Belle Apak and Alan Ramsey. Yeah, we're going to let this one roll. All right. Hopefully this one sells quickly and for good money. I have Turklish. Thank you, Rutan. I'll fix that. Turklish. Are you Turklish? Yes, I do. That was pretty stupid. I will fix that promptly. I was just testing everybody to see if they caught that. I'm going to show, I told you I just got a sale a couple of minutes ago. I'm going to show everybody what sold and how much money it went for. So you can, again, especially Sarah and people that are getting into this for the first time and doing these ads, it might inspire you a lot. Remember, how much does a magazine cost individually? Who was saying they got the 200 magazines just recently? I apologize. I don't remember who said that. But whoever that was, what did you pay for 200 magazines? I hope it was $1 or less per magazine. Let me fix Turklish. No wonder that red line was under there and I didn't notice. Okay. I also left it in food ads, which was a mistake for my store category, but that's a minor fix. So thank you for pointing that out. You were bumped. Well, we got an ad in, Winnacrow, the Turkish cigarettes. That's up, and if you want to look at my page, you can see the listing. I unfortunately spelled it Turklish. I put an L in there instead of just the Turkish. And I'll erase this off. We'll bring in the next picture. Say goodbye to the cigarettes for now. Let me, I want to show you guys, like I said, let me show you this sale that just hit. The reason I want to show everybody is for motivational purposes. I'm going to try my best to like get rid of the name and all, because that's not, somebody from Canada bought it. That's kind of cool. Let me see if I could tweak this thing so it doesn't look as, let's save a draft for our ads so we don't lose that. I want to show you what's sold. You were checking Murad ads when I was bummed. Do you really, Annie? My goodness, and it's not. How much do you have it up for? I had a my mom down in Florida, Rosa 20s. has a, I don't know if it was an authentic ad. It was from Murad Cigarettes, and I think it was from the 20s as well. It had like a guy with a black top hat. It looked like a 20s car that they're standing in front of. It's an illustration, and they had it in their bathroom for some reason, just as a cool piece to have up, and it said Murad Cigarettes. So I was familiar with them. 18 and 24.50 for the one with the polo player. Okay. Let me pull up. All right, cool. I can get rid of his information so you can see this. But again, from what, hopefully Sari is still watching. All right, let's share this. This is a just hot off the presses sale from like a half an hour ago. And here it comes. Look at that, everybody. $30 plus $4.50 shipping. That's okay, Sarah. Good. Is that not cool? I don't know when I could check when I listed it. It might have been up a while. I don't know. I don't think so because it's one page. $30, everybody, for one sheet of paper from is this Life? Probably a Life magazine. This is what I'm talking about, everybody. And I know we're all fans of Don the Auction Professor, and he always preaches volume, which is so true. I have like what, I think 2,500 or so ads up so far. You know, currently I've sold a bunch, but right now live is like 2,500. I have 25,000 I could potentially list still, which I'm going to. And as long as you have a volume, which I really aspire to get, show me like, I want at least 10,000. I want 10,000 live list ads. Never mind listings, ads. If I have 10,000 up there every day, we're going to sell like 20, 30 of these things at that kind of money. Now, that's an exception. This one's pretty high because it's car, first of all. I always put the car ads up a little more. Oversized ads, yeah. Right, the 8x10 or 8.5x11. Yeah, the Life magazines are a gem. This isn't Life because that's 1929, so it predates Life. Hold on, let me see which, unless Sarah cheated and can tell me. This was Good Housekeeping. There we go. May 1929, Good Housekeeping. So this one's only 8.5x11, Annie. And it sold for $30. But the Life magazines are big. How often do I sell? You mean how often do ads sell? Usually, like, at least 5 or 6 a day. Usually, it's been, like I said, the pits for me personally this week has been awful. One of my worst weeks I've ever had this past week. If we consider the week ending today, it's been a lousy week. But this is the kind of stuff that gets gets you going. $30. One ad, 8.5x11. So this one would have been in my little Epson ES400 scanner, which is really fast. You could throw 50 of them into this scanner and they come shooting out. But isn't that cool, everybody? That just happened a few minutes ago. $30 for a 1929 Nash. One photo. Don't need to take 10 photos. Don't need to like zoom in. And you can see when hopefully you guys can see this, when you just mouse over, look at that. That's that 400 DPI. Annie, did you ever find out about that? What we were talking about a couple weeks ago with the resolution? Like when you use this Gallery Plus option, does it maintain that higher resolution? It looks like it, because look at how big that comes up. I bet you that helps sell it too. Well, anyway, and this is a buyer in Quebec, Canada. Pretty cool. Just want to show everybody, give a little real life motivation. Live and uncensored. Okay, let's go back to listing. We've only done a handful tonight, but this was kind of a fun one. I wanted to show everybody, the uniqueness of this old magazine. Pull up my drafts again. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pull up the full image again that we took the Murad one for, and we will take a look, and you guys can tell me which one you would like to list next. There we go. Okay. Well, we've already done the cigarette ad. Now our choice is, we have that washing machine at the bottom. Look at that old-fashioned washer. It's incredible. Obviously not electric. And then we have a car ad up top, Model K. And at the bottom right, I know it's very difficult to see, It says 10,000 young men wanted. Let's see what they're wanted for. It's an advertisement for another railroad to go and become a brakeman or a fireman. Salaries, brace yourself, everybody. If you want to do this kind of work, salaries from $60 to $125 a month. Do you know what I mean? Isn't that cool? So even that little ad, I'm going to throw that up there. We have the washing machine, or we have the car. What do we want to see? The thing with resolution is complicated. I have a video coming out. So, okay. As long as it looks good for you, keep it. Yeah, it does, right? I mean, and a viewer is going to see what I just showed everybody. That was the listing. So when they hover over it, they're going to see a really large photo with all kinds of detail. Your contention is that they throttle down the resolution, right? No matter how high it is when you upload it. I think that was the whole thing. Hi, Christine O'Brien. Hold on, let me pull up your question. Welcome. Do we sell the whole page or do you cut each ad out? And this is a unique situation tonight, Christine. Usually, most of my magazines that I have are from, like, let's say the 20s to now, 20s to like the 70s, early 80s, I think is the newest magazine I have. And they're usually going to have a full page ad. Sometimes you'll have half a page or a vertical half page where it's like a line down the middle and you have two longer ads. This specific magazine we're dealing with tonight is from 1906. And there's a whole bunch of these really tiny ones in the back, which is what I'm showing tonight. They're not really tiny because this is a 15-inch long ad. So it's like a 7.5 by 5.5 ad. And in this case, yeah, I'm cutting these up and I'm selling them individually instead of selling the whole page because you can get a lot more money by piecing it out. And that's what we're in the process of doing now. We just listed I don't know how long you've been watching, Christine, but we just listed the cigarette ad that you see at the top left. And now we're going to go to either the car ad at the top right or as a washing machine ad at the bottom left. So what do you guys think? You want to do the washing machine or you want to do the car ad? Or do you want to do a little brakeman ad? The choice is yours. Blow it up again. You see what I mean, Christine? Like I scanned the whole page. This is a unique situation again, but with these specific ads tonight, I scan the whole page as one, and then I'm breaking them up in the computers to just highlight one specific ad at a time. And then what's going to happen is, like, let's say I sell this cigarette ad tomorrow. Wouldn't that be great? Let's say I'll sell the cigarette ad tomorrow. I'll go back to my folder and I'll just physically cut out that ad and ship it. And then I'll have the remaining 2 or 3. When that one sells, I'll cut that out, and so on. That's how I do it. What do you guys want to list next? You want to list the car or you want to list the washing machine? I'm curious to see. I have to blow up this washing machine to see what, like, if it has a brand. There's a lot of wording, as you see, and a cool illustration of this, like, old wooden bucket with a pulley on it. Yeah, exactly. Good point, Annie. Absolutely. And we fixed that blurry issue because that's not cool. Washing machine for variety. You're welcome, Christine. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you can stay on. We're going to be on for a bit more. All right. Well, yeah, I agree with Winnicrow. Let's go washing machine. Something different. Just give me a second, everybody, to blow that one up. Get a nice quality copy. Unlike the first one that I destroyed. But we fixed it. My goodness, there's a lot of wording. But you'll be happy to know that this washer pays for itself, everybody. That's what it says. Okay. I think this one's going to be tough because I don't even see a brand. All right, let's bring in the washing machine to the listing. Blow it up so everybody can see it. And there we go. Here's what we're working with tonight. Hi, Wida. We're going to go with Wida. It looks like it's a lot easier to pronounce. Thank you. New viewer. Thanks so much. Question. I bought some old ads at an auction. No clue what mag they are from. How much does that hurt value? I don't know that it hurts it that much. You could just say vintage magazine ad, if assuming it's vintage. You said old. Vintage defined, I think. What is the, again, Annie? I always defer to Annie with stuff like this, but terminology. I think vintage is technically only 20 years, but if I was looking at a print ad and somebody had a 1999 or 2000 ad, I wouldn't think that was vintage. You know, the stuff we sell is 50, 60, 70, 100, 115 years old. But that's a matter of opinion, I guess. Yeah, see, yeah, here we go. Annie with the official definition. Vintage is 20, antique is 100. This is the first time tonight, Weta, that we are listing what I would call, and everybody agreed, is an antique ad. Okay, cool. 40s ads, Pepsi. Awesome. Awesome. Well, the movie is going to be easy enough, right? Because you could look up, go to Wikipedia or go to Google or whatever and look up the title of the movie, and that'll tell you what year the movie came out. And you can kind of go backwards and say, well, this is a 1945 whatever movie. I agree, Annie. It really was. It's ridiculous. Just acquired some print ads and magazines. I'm looking for information. Oh, you're very welcome, Christine. Yeah, check out, if you haven't, checked out my video series on YouTube. I have a whole 6-part video series on vintage print ads. You're very welcome, Weta. If you have some time, hang out and watch us, and you can see we have a think tank here of some pros going through titles. Sometimes I think we get a little too into it, but what the heck? It makes for entertaining YouTube watching, I hope. But it really is helpful. I've learned every show I do like this, I learn so much from, especially from Annie and Win a Crow and many others. Everybody seems to like know a lot about a certain period or a certain topic, and it helps me greatly. All right, we have Sarah with some word suggestions. Antique primitive wooden wringer washer. Nice, nice. A self-working washer. Gravity. Look at, everybody has a different opinion. You're all reading the what they wrote, right? All right, how about I take a look? I haven't even looked at it yet because I'm reading the comments. All right, the washer that works itself and pays for itself. Yeah, where do we see a brand anywhere? Annie was saying something about 1900. Obviously a modern day marvel, right? Half your washerwoman's time. Oh my goodness. They even at the bottom right, it says, remember, you could try either one for a month at my expense, and then it must pay for itself. So you send your request to RF Bieber, Treasurer, 1900 Washer Company. There you go. That's what Annie said, right? All right. So this is going to be conflicting, though. We have 1906, and then we're going to go 1900 Washer Company. Well, it is what it is. You love it. Just getting into print ads, having eBay store collectibles. Appreciate the inspiration information. Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Self-working washer is the model. Company is the... Yeah. All right. Well, 1900 Washer Company. And you're right. Let's abbreviate to see if some... Do we put a period here? I think we do. Print ad. See how that looks though in the front? 1906, 1900 Washer Company. Gravity washer, I think is what you mean, Win a Crow, right? Yeah. Self-working washer is the model. There's a lot of words. First of all, since we've done washing, well, don't we have to have washing machine in there? I guess it's not really a washing machine, is it? Don't bother with the period. All right, thank you. Frivolous. Now, I know that there is a category that says appliances. So I'm going to cheat and take it out. You put in, this is a good tip if anybody doesn't know. I'm going to put the word washing machine, even though I might not use it in the title. I'm going to search again for a category. You'll see that cheats the system into pulling up my category that I want, which is household appliances. Bam. And then once I have that, I can go on a race washing machine if I want. That's a nice little trick. Free. Up, Auction Professor just put a video up. I couldn't believe they only wanted $20. The catchy titles. Christine says 1906. Also put the print ad first. That's not a bad idea. It violates my usual protocol, but in this case, I think it makes sense. I usually have the year, the brand, and then vintage printer, but I think that helps separate the two. It looks like conflicting years, right? All right, 1900 Wash and Company. I like that. Thank you, Christine. Punctuate in real life. Gravity washer. What else? Anybody else have any laundry? Annie was saying the model though. What's the model called? Let me go back. It's so good I don't have to read anything because I could just read your comments and you give me all the information. Self-working washer is the model. And now we're using washer twice. Self-work. I'm just gonna write self-working. Gravity. Was it gravity washer? Picks up the numbers. Exactly, Christine. I appreciate that. Thank you. It looks, yeah, it's easier on the eyes, right? I bet you're right, Annie. I don't think anybody's gonna search for the model either. Self-working gravity. Is it gravity washer? Gravity machine? Shouldn't be this confusing, right? Washer that pays for itself, works for itself, blah, 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 blah. To meet these demands of these people, I have just invented a gravity washer that doesn't need water pressure and yet does washing easily and quickly in just 6 minutes. Anybody have a washing machine that works in 6 minutes? I think I need one of these. Get rid of my Samsung. Appliance is good, Weta. It's in the appliance category if you look here. So I don't think you need to put the word appliance again because it's already in that category, but not a bad thought at all. Annie's think so. What are you thinking, Annie? That washer company, 1900 washer company is nonsense? Seems like water waste. I'm sorry if you guys hear my chair squeaking. I tried to use a little WD-40 and it's not working well. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Total water waste. Well, they weren't very careful about saving the planet in 1906. They're just trying to survive. Like we all are, right? Do you guys think, Annie was saying, so you think maybe blow off this 1900 washer company? But it's the only thing we have to go on, right? Or do you think it's unique enough because it's a gravity washer and all that? Automated laundry machine. Why can't we just say washing machine? Because don't you think people would doing laundry? Yeah. You know what I mean? I think we should just put washing machine, gravity washing machine, because that's what today. What is somebody going to search for? They're going to search for a washing machine. Not going to search for gravity washer, right? It's cool to have the word in there, but I don't think we need a. Thank you, Annie. I could say washing machine. I appreciate that. And then we're not using the word washer twice, right? We have 1900 washer company, self-working gravity washing machine. That's what it's rooting. Yeah, it says I invented, which is kind of cool. The days of innovation. Thomas Edison still in his prime, kind of at this point. He's only in his 60s. Anything else that's catchy to anybody as far as words? Yeah, it looks like a mad scientist. I wonder if anybody ever bought these things. I believe it, Winnicrow. It's an effective sound effect, right? Effective sound effect. It's a good sound effect. Yeah, you're right. This mad scientist just invented. I have now invented the gravity washer. And remember, you could try either one at his expense. I think we should send this guy a letter. He's in Binghamton, New York. Who's up there? I know who's up there. I know she's not here. Tracy. I gave nobody any notice about tonight, so I don't blame anybody who doesn't show up. It was very spontaneous. We have 6 characters. Anything else anybody wants to add here? Christine, again, thank you for that little tip to split the numbers apart. I really think that made a huge difference, actually. It's much, much better. Oh, again, store categories. Let's put it in appliances. Do I have? Oh, I have home. What do I have? Household items. And this ad was, it's the opposite. It's 5.5 tall. What is it, 5.5 tall? Let me go to the main page again. I don't want to get burnt with dimensions on this stuff when they're odd sizes. It's usually always the same. 99% of the time when I list, the ads are all the same size. And this magazine, I'm all over the place. No, this is definitely not 7 inches. This is like 5. It's the opposite. So we're going to go 5.5 wide by 7 tall. Put it up. 5.5 tall. 7 tall. 5.5 tall by 7 wide. That's right. Oh, thank you very much, Rita. Yeah, Jan's been great. She said she's been pushing the channel. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we'll be up there to say hi. I can't wait to see that. That's going to be an incredible experience. All right, let me fill out some specifics. Those of you who have been on for a bit, you know the drill with this stuff. It's self-explanatory. Brand is going to be our little, we'll go in 1900, a washer company. So copy and paste will be implemented here. Theme is appliances. This one, I'm going to do a standard price on this, even though it's kind of wacky. I bet you this is a one-off machine. I don't know if anybody had a chance to look this up. Like, is this like we were joking about a mad scientist or whatever? I wonder if this is like was this like a very short-lived product? Yeah, exactly. Water torture device, right? Oof. I don't know. It says 6 minutes for a load of wash, which blows away anything I can think of now. You know, and I'm sure he was an honest individual and advertised it properly, right? Like all people are. I bet you're right, rooting for the relics. Which again, now that brings up a point though. And you know, somebody asked, I apologize again, I have to start memorizing all these names, but somebody in a comment in one of my videos, you know, said some nice complimentary stuff, and then she said, by the way, I'm struggling with pricing. Or, you know, how to look for comps and how to price these things. Can you give me some advice on that? And I had promised there might be a part 7 coming out from my video series, because I guess in going through that, I didn't really discuss pricing necessarily. So I might do that. I might do, and this is all part of the process, what we're discussing on these live shows, right? Going through, I think uniqueness is a huge factor. I think age is a huge factor. Obviously, condition is always going to be probably the #1 factor. The type of product it is going to be a factor. There's a lot of variables. It's not just, that one's $15. This one's $8. This one's $30. You saw the car ad I just sold was $30, but I had that price because it was a car. I always increase the value because car ads sell probably as good as anything else we sell. And that was a Nash. So it was a kind of unique brand, and it sold $30. But I think I might put a part 7 out there shortly. Maybe I'll do it over the weekend, and we'll kind of tap into my thoughts behind pricing. Let me know if anybody might be interested in that. And again, all of you have had great input in that, but you could kind of see, right, my thought process in general. Like anything else, if you list similar things over and over and over, you kind of get an idea, you know, what the value is, what the market is for these things. This company became Whirlpool. Look at Annie. Look at Annie. So this was not a one and done, was it? How do we not put Whirlpool in here? And does that add to value? I think it does. A pre-Whirlpool Whirlpool. Maybe I'll put brand Whirlpool. Okay, well, I'm going to change the brand and the specific to Whirlpool. Spell it WYHIRL, right? Tell us, Annie. Hold on. Let me get your comment up. I'm sorry. I keep going back and forth between screens, and I got to remember to pull these comments up because I want everybody to see it. Domestic fictitious names. But then Annie is saying it became Whirlpool. Exactly. Who is this mad scientist? Who invented Whirlpool? This is a commercial break. I highly recommend if anybody has the munchies. Delicious product right here. And a big old plastic genuine 100% plastic barrel. Became Whirlpool not until 1950. Wow. So this is 40-something years before. That's kind of cool, isn't it? Wow. All right. Well, I changed the brand to Whirlpool so that if people are looking for Whirlpool, and again, you think that, who's going to care about a washing machine ad? You know what? People collect appliance ads. Free Whirlpool in the description, in the title. Is that what you're saying, Rutan? Maybe I'll get rid of self-working. Pre-Whirlpool? Yeah, and like, Annie, did you, when you said you were reading the story, does it say, like, when did this company begin? Like, you know, pre-Whirlpool, it's not for another 40-something years until it became Whirlpool, but, like, he probably sold the company, right? This guy, whoever this guy, who is this guy, first of all? Actually, it wasn't the name in the... Bieber. RF Bieber? No, that's the treasurer, it says. At the bottom right of the ad, it says, you know, you could try it for free at my expense, blah, blah, blah. And it says to write RF Bieber, but that's the treasurer. Yeah, I know about the name, but like, if we do a little Wikipedia action on Whirlpool, let's see who invented Whirlpool. That's a game-changing find right there. Annie. Whirlpool appliances. See, Annie, this is saying it was founded in 1911 in Michigan. Louis Upton in 1911 was a salesman. Really? It says, I mean, I don't know what you look at. It says November 11th, 1911 was founded. But let me know what information you found. You can even like copy and paste and throw it in the comment if you'd like. I like to learn about it. Because again, I don't want to put bad info out there, you know. I'm not saying yours is bad info, but I don't want to put my own and it winds up being wrong. Thomas Burr Carey owned the original company. Upton was another company. There you go. Upton bought 1900 and then it became Whirlpool. Okay. Rutan is saying it might have been a one-person gig. It probably was originally, right? Thomas Burr Carey owned the original company. All right, so it became Whirlpool by virtue of somebody else buying this guy out. In 1911, I guess, is when it said. That's what the Wikipedia thing said, which is only, what, 5 years after this. With all this said, we definitely got to get pre-Whirlpool. What do we think of this description, everybody? Excuse me, this title, everyone. I'm going to mute this so you don't have to hear me munch. But aren't you glad we're taking the time with a crow? Look what we're learning. And I've also found that the older the ad or the older the magazine, the more digging you got to do. And Annie is just the one to do the digging. She digs digging. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm being quiet because I'm munching on these very crispy pretzels. Massachusetts, Annie. Is everybody following along? As we learn way more about Whirlpool than we ever dreamed we would. Ooh. But it was already 1900 and 1906, though, right? So Upton Washer changed or kind of reverted to the name that they bought, which is unique. Usually they want to change it. It's like they went backwards almost. Wow. So this was a revolutionary product, actually. I think the price is going up with every paragraph she posts. Is everybody reading along? I think we're going to 1906 antique print ad, 1900 washer company, which is probably good because it's a pre-Whirlpool, so it's good to have the history there. Gravity washing machine. Anybody have any issue with the title? That's really interesting. It was just a model, and then they wound up changing it to the actual name of the company. It must have been a very popular model, right? All right. Let's list this ad. We learned a whole bunch. And what you feeling on this one, Winter Crow, as far as saleability? It's going to take a savvy buyer to know all this stuff. It's going to be somebody that's really into Whirlpool and the history of washing machines, which I'm thinking is not going to be a huge amount of people. But again, when the right one comes along, right? There's my ad. I can't think that there probably won't be that many of this ad out there. I'm just guessing. I haven't looked. I have no idea. But we're going to list it. And let's see what's left on that page. Do we have anything else to list? Yeah, we had the car, right? You guys want to look at the car, or you want to try something different? We've done a lot of car ads, but car ads sell. Let me show you guys what we have to play with here. You're not sure? Okay. It's a little, that was phenomenal work, Annie. Thank you very, very much. I'm not sure either, because I think it's such a incredibly narrow scope of interest from, you know what I mean? How many people are really going to be that into Whirlpool? I agree. Totally rooting. So did the washing machine, actually, right? So much text. But does anybody know anything about a Winton Model K? It's a car I've never heard of. There must have been so many, you know, you think about the cars that we know nowadays are probably the survivors of this initial craze of when this, you know, cars are very new still in 1906. 10 years, maybe. And I bet you there was a lot of companies that tried to... What year did the Model T come out? Was it after 1906? I don't even know. Weta says 1921 Maytag print ad fold. Okay, that's cool. What'd you pay for it, Weta? That's always the key. Me too, Annie. I love it. And you're really helping a lot. And again, the hope is that everybody's inspired a little bit by this to go out and... I think everybody has some magazines in the collection for whatever reason. They don't have to be 100 years old either. They could be 50 years old or 30 years old, but there's still value in all of them. It's like you have to be a little bit of a detective. Winter Crow has heard of the Winton. I have not. Oh, I see. Okay, thank you. You found somebody else that sold one for $10. But that was what? That was 19. That's 15 years later, and it's Maytag. It's a different company. But it's cool. It's still, you know, the appliance realm, so that's good. I don't know. I'm not feeling the car either. Like Rutan said. Looks a little verbose. Well, the only other ad on this one... Let me see. You see that seagull or whatever that is? That's not a seagull, is it? Let me pull that one up. Let's see what the heck that bird is. Sometimes there's little gems in here. Oh my goodness, that's a car ad too. Holy cow, everybody. This is a car ad. You guys see it looks like a pelican or something? I don't know what that bird is. Right to the right of the washing machine. Let me pull this one up. This might be worth... might be worth exploring. Winton? Okay. My God, it's 20 to 10 already, everybody. Thank you for staying on. I appreciate it. And thank you for all the thumbs up. We have about as many thumbs up as people, which is a great ratio. Thank you very much, everybody. I love this stuff. What else are you going to do on a Friday night, right? All right. Let me show you this. This is kind of cool. I'm glad I looked. This is a really small ad. I hope it comes out decent when I crop it. I really do. There is a vehicle, everybody, called a Waltham. W-A-L-T-H-A-M. Does look like a pelican, but doesn't the pelican have that giant sack under its bottom beak? I don't think this one does. So let me save this. This is called a Waltham. Check this out, everybody. Let's get rid of the washing machine. Ooh, did I hit? Yeah, I did hit. I did hit list on that washing machine. I sure hope after all that time, didn't I? Waltham is in Massachusetts. It always comes back to Massachusetts. Right, Annie? Let me make sure I listed this. I can't believe it. I don't know if I hit send. Yes, I did. Okay, cool. All right, let's pull up the Waltham. A dinky little ad. This thing is probably like an inch or two. It looks like a stamp, but it's not all wordy like you were saying, Rutan. With this is the opposite. It's kind of understated. Check this out. Is it it's a stork, everybody, because the stork brings the new arrivals, right? The newest arrival in the Waltham family, the Orient Friction Drive Buckboard. Look at that car, $400. Is that not? That is a cool car ad. You got a stork. You got the Orient. You got a buckboard. You got the Waltham family. Are we digging this one? When a crow with all the information. Hold on, let me. Early pioneer. It flies. That's right. It's Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. It's 60 years earlier. Great movie, everybody. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Let me just fill in some Waltham. Car. Let's see. It's probably going to say like other American cars, I would think. Yes, we're going to pull this category up where they don't have a Waltham category. We'll stick it in other American automobile ads, which is fine with me. Car ads are phenomenal. Car ads always sell. Okay, so we have our category filled out quickly. Yep, the stalker's in there. But look at that thing. That looks like it's from like... looks like a wagon. Looks like a horse-drawn wagon. The Orient Friction Drive Buckboard. Incredible. And when I tell you this thing is literally like a 2-inch ad, probably 2 inch by 1 inch. Well, Winter Crow, we're going to get into that. Horseless carriage. That's a great word to use. It was a bicycle company. It doesn't look far away from a bicycle. All right, let me fill in some specifics quick. Original 19 model, we don't know yet. Hold on. Yes, we do. United States, 1906, black and white. Make is this Waltham. A friend of mine was the child catcher in the recent... Oh yeah? That's cool. The child catcher. That was the scariest thing in the world. I was little when that came out, and I was petrified of it. Child catcher. Oh my god. This is the Orient, right? The model is the Orient. I'll just put Orient. It's not the Orient. Speeds up to 30 miles an hour. There you go, Weta. Yeah, this is right there, right? 1906. It's advertised as 400. This is a... Oh, Winton was the bike company. Okay. And this is what? Waltham. So we got to get the stalk in there. Got to get the Orient Friction. What does it say? The Orient Friction Drive Buckboard. I like what do we... Let me scroll back up in the comments. I liked the comment before. What did you say, Rootin? You had a horseless carriage, right? Was that what you said? I think horseless carriage is great because it's obviously a very old vehicle, and that kind of... You use that terminology, and people are going to think of an ancient car, you know? I'm going to fit it, though. I am going to fit it. What about friction? Forget friction. You guys see the title as it is right now? Let me know what you think. And I'm telling you, the joke about it's not the size of your ad that matters. I think this is going to be an example. How many 1906 Waltham horseless carriage ads are on eBay? It looks extremely bare bones in the photo. It literally looks like a horse carriage. Doesn't it? Can you guys see that pretty good? And it does look like it's flying, which is hysterical. So let's get buckboard in there if we can, right? That speaks to like a certain type of, what is it, 2-passenger you said? Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's a Fred Flintstone mobile. Oh, wow. Steam powered? Should we change up this music, everybody? Is it driving anybody nuts yet? We don't have many choices here on live stream, but... Or StreamYard, excuse me. We don't do pop in this chat. We do. Right, Rootin'? We do the rock and roll. No pop. No synth. Okay. Do we all agree buckboard is a good word to throw in there? Yeah. It's like copyright free stuff. They give you like 5 or... Hopefully they'll expand it. It was just a new thing they rolled out a couple of months ago. I know Primetime uses it too. I don't know if he... I think I used it first, but that's okay. I use it. I have a Beatles chat that I do every week too. And we're doing that for like 2 years for my Beatle band. And when it came out, I first rolled it out on the Beatles chat, and then I realized, let me put it in the background. It's good when you're listing like this, and there's a lot of downtime as you hear. There's a lot of non-speaking parts when you're researching and stuff, so it's cool to just have some ambiance. But if everybody agrees, I think we there's a larger ad which shows it clearly. Yeah, the same exact one, 1906. I might like somewhere put that this is a really small, like actually write the word small ad. I'm gonna put like, I'll probably measure it after this because I don't know. Orient buckboard. Okay. I'm gonna put 3-inch by 2-inch. This is a guesstimate. So we'll put Orient buckboard. And then horseless carriage. Horseless carriage is huge. Rootin'. That's literally, that is what this is. You guys, I think, would agree when you look at that photo. Look at that thing. And it only holds 2 people. And if you took... Yeah, I mean, it almost looks like it's still wooden. It looks like bicycle wheels, though. Annie, who was saying it was a bicycle company or derived from a bicycle company. All right, so I put Orient buckboard there when I crow as the actual name of the car. So it says Waltham Car Antique Print Ad. Stock the Orient buckboard horseless carriage. Oh, the ad's 1905. Cool. And but is it like the same kind of ad? It looks the same. Pricing on this one is interesting because it's so small. I might even just do... I'll do my regular price. Because for a car, for those of you who watched previous videos, live chats, like this, listing shows, I should say, sorry. Car ads I always put up for $19.99 as a minimum because they're a car ad and they just sell at a premium. This one is so ridiculously small, I can't in good conscience. All US for $375. Yeah. This one went up to $400, it looks like. All right, we're going to list this one. And this was a bonus, folks. I didn't even look at this. I don't know why. I should practice what I preach here, but I missed that one for some reason. But anyway, there's a nice little car ad. Yeah, those wheels are awesome. They look like bicycle wheels. I think the Wright Brothers plane had bicycle wheels on it too because they were a bicycle company. I'm sure Annie will confirm that for me, but I'm pretty positive. All right, I'm listing that one. It's 5 to 10, everybody. You guys still have a few minutes, so you want to put an end to the shindig. Let me know. The shot of the car. Oh, okay, the ad is the whole ad is the car. That's cool. I'll check it out. I still have a couple more of these pages, but each page, as you see, has like 4 or 5 ads on it. But that one is really nice. I'm glad we found that one. All right, we're going to blow off that other car because we keep doing cars. I'll do that on my own. Oh, you're very welcome, Weeda, and thank you for joining. I appreciate it. You'll be back Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Million Dollar Peddlers will be on the show with Travis and I. That'll be a lot of fun. They're fun guys. Should I pull? There's a lot of car ads, everybody, and even in these other ads. What the heck is this one? Let me pull a new picture and we'll see if we can find anything different in that one. It's too big. Hold on. I'm going to the picture that we have is a little bit too big, so I'm gonna have to reduce it just for a second. It'll only take a minute. It was this one. Oh yes, this has something totally different that I want to show everybody. Good. I'm glad I pulled this one up. Really, really cool. Okay. I'll pull this one in. Yeah, thank you, Ida. Check it out. Look forward to chatting with you. All right, everybody, see this one? This is an example of those vertical line, which you see a lot in magazines, straight down the middle. Let it pull up. Oh, I'm sorry, Annie. Let me pull your comment down just because I didn't realize it was blocking the whole screen. Okay, there we go. In the top right, no, excuse me, top left corner, you will see two very cool things. One would be, and I'm going to have to blow this up for everybody because it's too small, but one would be a Remington typewriter. Over here, 1906 model Remington Shoals typewriter ad. And next to that is a Webster's Dictionary advertisement. So let me blow those two up and we'll pull one in at a time if you guys want to hang out for a couple more minutes, and we'll take a look at those and see if we can make some money on that. The whole point of tonight's episode was to show everybody how these tiny ads can still yield you plenty of good quality ads and some money. So I'm going to break this guy down in half because all the ads are on the left side. And I will pull up the typewriter. I think we'll do first. Yeah, we'll do the typewriter first, and then we'll do the Webster's Dictionary. This is one weird looking typewriter, everybody. Brace yourself. It goes to show how far we've come. It's kind of cool to see stuff like this too evolve, you know, from early days. You know, I know typewriters were around the 1800s for sure, right? I'm pretty sure. Annie? Actually, Winter Crow? Victorian? Did the Victorians have typewriters? They probably did. I don't know when they were invented. I probably should, but I don't. All right, let's bring in the typewriter ad. Look at that, everybody. Remington Shoals, 1906 model. Check out that typewriter. Look how tall it is. Isn't that crazy? Obviously a drawing, illustration. It will turn out more good work in a given time than any other make. It's noiseless in operation, simple of construction, and built to last under hard service. Yeah, that looks like it weighs 1870s. Thank you, Annie. That's Hoofa, yeah. Isn't that pretty cool, though? So even if it's a, what is it, 35-year-old product at this point, you know, from invention, that's pretty new still. Winter Crow was going Iron Age for me in that one. No, Iron Age, I don't know, 1070s. Pretty wild looking device right there. And it's funny that they bill it as being a silent in operation. That does not look like it would be silent. So let's get some basics. It's Remington. I know Remington was very famous. I guess they dropped that Shoals at some point. If Annie wants to jump to her investigative reporting, we can figure out. But you see it says Remington-SHOLES. So I'll throw that in. Right. Typewriter is one of those categories that drive me nuts where you don't have an advertising section for typewriting. And we've run into that dilemma that we've come across several times, I think, when listing pens previously, where they have a collectibles category for typewriters proper. They have an antiques category for typewriters proper, but they don't have any advertising for typewriters section. So that's cool, Rutan. Yeah, I've heard of Remington typewriters. I've never heard of the Shoals part. I guess they dropped that over time, probably. Those spikes on the... Yeah, they are, right? That's an intense-looking typewriter. So the question again comes back to, do I dump it in a hellhole of merchandise, just general merchandise advertising for 1900 to 1909? Or do I go nuts and throw it in a typewriter category with the hopes that somebody that's into typewriters would be looking in that category and find my ad? I'm going to do that. I'm going to put pens, writing instruments, typewriters, which I know it's incorrect because it's not a typewriter. It's typewriter advertisement. But you see the brand pulls up and it says Remington. It does say noiseless, doesn't it? Manual. No idea. Vintage. Very much so. Not modified. United States. Alrighty. What size was this guy? I gotta see what size this ad was. This is... Where's the typewriter? My goodness. It's a small ad again. It's like 3... Small. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, right? Remington. Yeah, of course, on razors, sure. Brought to you the revolver, Remington. I'm glad to see they expanded their horizons from the Wild West to 1906 typewriting. Thank you, ladies. I was chewing on the noisy pretzel. Regarded as portable, yeah. Remington Rand, Remington Smith. Maybe at the time it was a Remington. I don't know. Oh, Winnicrow, you're saying you've seen this thing physically? You had them in the case around it? It was boxed? Or maybe I'm pulling that from a response to a different question? All right. Remington acquired the Shoals Company. Remington Steel. Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. Typewriter, NC print ad. What do you guys think we should throw in there? Should we put portable? Most complete typewriter ever made. Interchangeable cartridges. 2 release levers. 2 color ribbon feature. A real pointer. A real pointer. What is that? Tabulator and billing devices. Lightest key action. And you couldn't see what was being typed. Just so you know, they would ship it anywhere in the United States in 10 days. Oh, on 10 days test. So you had a 10-day free trial anywhere in the U.S., which was a big deal in 1906. Oh, that's cool, Winnicrow. You had one of these, though. That's wild. I would love to see one of these in person. I can't get over that height. Like, the keyboard looks pretty typical, but that back portion, my goodness. And the ribbon and stuff is all the way up high. I wish they had dimensions. They don't have dimensions on it. All right. 607 I won from the 30s. Cool. What do you guys think as far as some keywords? I know you were saying all the Visatures. Do I put portable? It's laughable when you look at it, but that was a good point about it not being nailed down to a desk. I guess that made it portable, theoretically. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank for keywords in this one. Is there a latest model? And Remington Shoals was out of Chicago, according to the ad. Latest model. Portable latest model. Yeah, I'm good with that. I don't think we have to spend a ton of time on this one. It's cool. Features, okay. Print ads. This is a home household items. We'll put this in. All right. I'm going to list this one quick because I want to get to this last one before we go to bed. Dimensions, like I said, I'm going to have to go back. Home or office use. Model. I'm going to put just the word office. That's good. That completes the whole thing almost. All right. Yeah, I'm going to keep that as a $14.99. All right. Last one for tonight, only because it's very late. Depending on where you are, of course, but it's late here. So let's bang out. What was the other one? We had a typewriter and we had... I forgot what the other one was. But we shall see what the other one was. I hope. Yes, the other one was... Oh, the Webster's... Well, let's see. Does anybody know what, before I even pull this up, what is Perline soap powder? Have we heard of that? Perline, P-E-A-R-L-I-N-E. Do we want to go Perline soap powder or do we want to go Webster's Dictionary? The choice is yours. Yeah, you think so? All right. You want to go Webster's International Dictionary? Does it say nothing? Doesn't it say that is better than Perline? It says just as good as Perline. Let me pull that up so you guys can see it. I think Annie's right, though. It's probably a dime a dozen type of an ad. Doesn't mean it's not going to sell, by the way. Not everything is going to be super unique. You just have to find people that collect specific products or categories. They're not all going to be, you know, this old and this, like that crazy washing machine. Let me just pull up the product. Doesn't mean we're going to list it, but I want you guys to see the photo blown up. Then maybe we can figure out if it's worth taking a look at. There we go. That's the Perline ad. And rooting it says just as good as Perline. Or Pearline. I keep saying Perline. Excuse me. Is it Pearline? Pearline. It's getting old. I can't see anymore and I can't read. So let me know what you guys think, if this is worth pursuing. Excuse the mouthful of pretzel, but great point, Sarah. This is kind of the size of a trade card. It's really tiny. Wonder if I could bill it as a trade card, actually. Let me get back to my chewing. I have an open-ended question for everybody watching. What defines a trading card? Like, or what distinguishes it from these? Like, does it have to be a certain size? Does it have to be a certain... Is it like on cardstock paper? Oh, you gotta hate unscrupulous grocers. You know what I mean? Like, you think you're right. Maybe I could throw this in a trading card category because it's the size of one. It's like a business card size, kind of. It is a discrete card. All right, so this is definitely not a card, right? It's a trading cards, and trade cards are two different things. Oh yeah. Yeah, trading cards are cards. A trade card is like a... I thought it was like don't put that in trade card. Yeah, all right. We're not going to do that. Just throwing it out there, Annie. Thank you. But it is the size of one. And Sarah was saying that the trade cards sell good. Trading cards sell good. All right, we're going to stick with our good old, like a Victorian flyer. It's for Pairline, but they are bashing grocers who make the claim for other soaps. Right. Yeah. Make sure it really is Pairline, not like Pairline. I gotcha. It's kind of like me when I go out to eat and they say New York style pizza. If you're not in New York, it's not New York style pizza. Trust me. It's just marketing. All right. Are we intrigued by this at all, or do we want to go to the dictionary? The dictionary is going to be pretty cut and dry. It's a dictionary. There's really not going to be a lot to say about it, but whereas this one, we might be able to, I don't know, play around a little bit with it. Yep. What do you think, guys? You want to go Pairline, or do we want to go with the dictionary for the final ad of the evening? Advertising on trading cards, often with the local distributors' addresses on a cardstock. Okay, cool. It's like a business card almost. It's like an advertising business card, right? Trademark type law was less developed and that stuff wasn't well enforced. Yeah. Sure, I'm sure it was. All right, what do you guys like to see? You want to keep with this Pairline since we have it up, or you want to go to the dictionary? Webster's, obviously. Still a big name. Christine back with a comment. Let's say, what did she say? Exactly, Christine. Yeah, you're never going to find authentic anything unless you're in the place that the authenticity was created. Your brain is fried. Sounds like a song lyric. Brain fried, can't decide. Annie, what do you say? Do we go Pairline? This isn't life and death decision, but I just figured go with what everybody would like to see more or talk about more. I just think the dictionary is so cut and dry. It's a dictionary. Excuse me, the dictionary. Yeah, it was a dictionary, right? It was an encyclopedia. I see a lot of encyclopedia ads, like in the 30s and 40s and 50s. That we, Britannica. Those things are like useless now. They used to be a fortune. Christine says Pairline. Okay. All right, let's go with Pairline. Since we already have it, ready to roll. It looks good. Again, a tiny ad. So let's go Pairline. I think it says soap flakes, right? Soap flakes. Soap flakes. Go soap, go soap. The crowd is cheering. Let's make sure it said flakes. I could have sworn it said that. Soap powder, excuse me. Soap powder, not flakes. Sopapilla flakes, exactly. Exactly, Root. Can you tell it's getting late in the evening? Let's get out of typewriters, go back to our good old soap and detergent collectible category. And we're gonna let's fill out some silly stuff, black and white. Original hairline. You guys pronounce that pear like exactly? Oh, Perline. That's so funny. I was just gonna ask about how would you guys pronounce this? Pear is in the fruit line. Pearl, like a pearl in an oyster, or Perline, like when a crow is suggesting. Yeah, I saw James Piles. Who is James Piles, Sarah? Pull up your comments. We have some bright individuals. Annie will get on James Piles for me, right? Right, Annie? Who's James Piles? Because he's mentioned in the top of that box that the lady's holding. I like Perline. That sounds more like a soap, doesn't it? Perline. Just as good as Perline. But like, you know, that's a sarcastic. I think, obviously, you know that, Rutan, right? That they were like saying that was like what's the word? That was getting a little dig in on other companies that try to pretend they're like Perline. You don't get slapped. I know. I know. Well, this is the pre-slap part of the show. Yep, I saw Sarah. It's the top of the box. Christine's saying Pearl. So we like Perline or Perline? Not that it matters because we don't have to pronounce it in the listing, do we? 1906. Oh. US printed. Not modified. Theme would be soap. Again, tiny ad. We'll go with the $14.99. As Sarah pointed out, we have the name of one James Piles at the top of this. And then below Perline, I think it is Perline. I kind of like the way that sounds. Let me see if I can blow it. No, I can't blow it up anymore. Let's go back to the original and see if we could read what's under that, just to see if there's any nuggets that we might be missing. Perline mixing compound, it says. James Piles. You may be using one of the many imitations which unscrupulous grocers tell you, and it's false, is just as good. Unscrupulous grocers are definitely the scourge of the earth, though. Like aspirin. Let me go back. I'm sorry. Annie's saying something about a comment. US would be Perline. UK would be Perline. Well, since they originated the language, I like to go UK when I can. Like they were trying to draw people that were actually looking for a soap alternative. Yeah, maybe. Piles was the illustrator. But it's like written on the box, Annie. Like it's part of the advert. Like, at least in that illustration, it's on the box. You think that was just the guy that drew it? That would be a little wrinkle. How are we going to word this? That it's basically a slap in the face of all the imposter brands out there. Can you see it big? I don't know how. I'm going to try to highlight the part that it says. Can you see it, Annie? I don't know if I'm looking at my other screen, which shows what you guys see on YouTube. It doesn't look that big, but it's written above, like the little insignia or whatever that's below that. And then it says Perline or Perline mixture compound. Yeah. So you think that the illustrator would put his name on the box? I don't know. Maybe. I want a word that this is a sarcastic ad, like, you know what I mean, that it's ripping on imposters, or what do they use? What's the word they use? Imitations. But then I don't want people to think it's an imitation ad, which is a potential issue. Yeah, I don't think it would be on the product either. It would be in the corner or something, right? How do we want to word that? How do we word this? That it's ripping on imposters. Parody, rooting for the relics. Parody. What's the first word they use? Text on verso. Many women in piles, Perline, indispensable for washing dishes. He was the maker. You think it's significant enough to throw in there? So it should be James Piles, Perline. Piles. I don't know how you say it. Piles, I guess. That was that was cells well damaged though, or well used up, Rutan. But I like it. Imposter parody. Is that what they used? Imposter. I keep asking the same stupid question because I can't go back. Imitation parody. Imitation product parody. Look at that, everybody. Right to 0. Oh, you don't think we need James? Imitation product parody is pretty phenomenal, though, isn't it? That kind of gets the point across. All right, if we take out James Piles, what do we replace it with? Anything else of note that we should be putting in this? Simple little 2-inch ad. We should write unscrupulous grosses, man. Soap powder. Oh, what was the lady? What about the style? Anything style-wise, Annie, on this woman, the way she's dressing? Anybody think that there's like something significant about her hairdo or dress or anything like that that we can list, that we can put in the listing? Or is that just overthinking it again? Parody doesn't sound like the right word. I kind of like it. What do you think is better? Conservative and frumpy. Frumpy, a Hausfrau, right? 1906 Hausfrau. It's like a shawl on top or something. She's wearing a lot. On the defensive ad. On the defensive ad. Perline is on the defensive. Fighting back against all the counterfeits, right? Pigeon breast. Matron. Yeah, that is even for 1906. That's old fashioned, right? She looks more like 1890s. Housewife matron. Parody attack ad. It's really important. This is kind of important because the more if I switch stuff out and add things, it has to make some kind of sense. Again, I say that, but then it really doesn't need to flow, right? It's not a sentence. It's just words. Product parody, product attack ad. Imitation attack ad? Is attack really the word we want to use, though, for a soap ad? Anti-counterfeit. I'm just afraid of putting the word counterfeit in my title. You know what I mean? As a keyword. I bet you eBay puts the kibosh on it just because you have the word counterfeit in it. Avoid imitations. That's good. That's really good. McCrow. That's the winner. Avoid imitations, housewife. That is good, right, Annie? Adulteration is good. It is great, actually, isn't it? Does that fit? So forget housewife. Accept no substitutes. I don't know. We sell no wine before it's time. We got that one. Accept no substitutes. Oh, yeah, they'll put the kibosh on that. So does YouTube, believe it or not. Which is why you hear everybody on these shows say something like the events of 2020 or some silly nonsense. For some reason, if you say the word, I don't know why. Something to do with advertising. Faux pas on YouTube. They're not going to block your video, but you won't get monetized. Supposedly is what I've read. It's just silly. Right, the big game, exactly. Nonsense. I'm pulling a Don and not reading my comments. Is that what you're telling me, Winter Crow? Anti-counterfeit, avoid imitations. That was phenomenal. That's you get the gold star for that one. You get the little. It's gonna go up in the refrigerator. I'm gonna print it out and say Winter Crow. Put it on my fridge. Yeah, the big game drives me nuts. I don't think we're gonna beat that, everybody. We still have 7. They don't want people spreading misinformation. At least that's what the eBay error said. Yeah. How is that spreading information? It's just silly. Oh, I told you that's a very early quack medicine I love. One of my earliest videos I did last year. I did a couple of videos this time last year, like last March or April, and then I kind of stopped because I didn't see any traction. I shouldn't have stopped, but I did. And I picked it up full force in January again. But I did a video about bleach, the word bleach. I was doing a Clorox bleach ad. It was either Clorox or bleach. And my ad, they wouldn't let my ad go out because it said, because people were apparently hoarding Clorox and selling it for insane prices when everything was crazy when it first started. And I wasn't able to list the Clorox ad. And I did a video about that. If you guys ever want to check that out. That's an early video I did. The beer bug. It's just silly. You got to come up with these silly code words. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm sure you all agree. Well, I am really liking the way we worded this with all your help. Avoid imitations, adulteration.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Can we get housewife in there? No. What's the other one you guys said? Matron. Matron, look at that. Polishes it off with a 0. Yeah, that's true too. But I mean, come on. Like at a certain, I know it's a computer and it's just searching for symbols and words and stuff. But when it's if it's a vintage print ad and it's in a household ads section category, why can't you put the word Clorox? Like, come on. It wasn't like it wasn't a Vero thing with Clorox like all the other stuff, but it was just the word Clorox, and it had a funky message, which I think is in the video. I'm pretty sure I copied because I'd never seen that message before. But it basically said it won't, take it down. We can't allow this because of hoarding of Clorox or something ridiculous. All right, I think we're going to make sure I've spent so much time on this title, I haven't really looked at the other stuff. Got the photo, we have it in the right category, tiny ad. Yeah, I got matron in there, I went across, see? And that completely filled the whole 80 characters perfectly. That was a collaborative effort. All night it was, but this was really, really a great example of that. everybody contributing a word or two. Let her rip. All right, everybody. I think that's going to do it for tonight. It's 10:30 already. Woof. I'm going to keep this saved as create similar just to show you guys what I do at the end of the... I don't think I've done this before. I might have. I always save it. What I've done, I'll just erase off everything. I'm still going to have a couple of these ads to do on my own, so I'm going to retain that. But I erase off the picture so I know which one is coming up, and I just save it as a draft. And then tomorrow, if I go back to this magazine to list, I could just pull it right back up. I want to thank everybody sincerely for being with me tonight. This was, again, impromptu. I'm surprised at the turnout and happily surprised. Again, Monday night, 7 o'clock. I have $1 Million Peddlers on with myself. Annie's dog is passed out. That's a sure sign that the night is over. Anyway, thank you, everybody. I really appreciate all of your help. I hope you have a great weekend and a great night.